Armchairs. The following show will feature some language and content that may offend some people. If you feel like complaining, simply save us all the time and energy and turn us off now. With that being said, Men in Armchairs proudly presents to you...
He got a bicycle! He got a bicycle from somebody. Who would be riding a bicycle in this arena? I don't know. Where did that come?
Hello, welcome to another episode of Got a Bicycle!
Got a bicycle!
I got a bicycle in this arena. And of course, as you can maybe be able to tell, it's Christmas. It's
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that wonderful jazz.
As you know, in the UK, if you're watching in England, or even in Canada and any Commonwealth countries really, it is Boxing Day. It's the 26th of December. Yep. And fuck that, I'm having Christmas for one more day because I get a rock my Razor Ramon Christmas jumper, the Santa Claus hat, and of course, the beard looks amazing with it while Boss hugs his tree.
Yes.
And that's not a euphemism either, you know?
No. Absolutely not. And just a quick reminder that any products you see on our show, completely not sponsored, just happenstance.
Yes.
Don't sue us.
If you do want to represent the show, we would always recommend going to geekking.redbubble.com for all your MIA merchandise.
Oh, it's a fantastic store. Lots of wonderful things. I'm still waiting for stuff to arrive. Just, takes time.
Yes, but it takes even longer.
Now, obviously, at this time of day, it's important to remember that with this show, sometimes there can be technical errors. Sometimes there may be lagging, sometimes whatever. So we'll try to keep things working as best as possible so you guys can watch the show with us. Again, we are watching a wrestling pay-per-view with the WWE Network, and we will tell you when to press play. Hopefully it'll all sync up. Should be a wonderful time. Geek King, what are we watching?
Well, today we're watching a pay-per-view that happened, believe this or not, 20 years ago.
Ooh.
And 1 week.
Oh God! Oh boy!
If you had, you could have had a kid at this pay-per-view who right now can drink, drive, smoke, and do everything he wants in the UK.
Or could be in the developmental system.
You could actually be in the developmental system of NXT or AEW Nightmare Factory or whatever the fuck they call it. So we are watching Armageddon 2000, possibly the most infamous Armageddon pay-per-view of all time, and one that forever was known from gamers of wrestling as simply a match type, because it was the only time it ever happened.
Yes, the Armageddon Hell in a Cell match type. So, Geek, what kind of stuff is happening in the build-up towards this pay-per-view?
Well, I said this last time, and I'm probably we did the old school wrestling pay-per-view, but right now we are deep into the Attitude Era, like balls deep up in that bitch. We are. If this was, if I use an analogy, this right now, if we were Kenny Omega, as we'd be Don Callis. That's how deep inside we are. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But as I've said, this is Armageddon 2000. So around at the time, obviously Mick Foley is the commissioner. McMahon has recently come back and is against Mick Foley being the commissioner. He's gone full heel again. And we're seeing a lot of rises up right now. We're well into the whole Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Hardy Boys feuds on that side. The APA is going strong. You've got the Right to Censor as maybe the most over heels in the company, because all they had to do was come out with that fucking blaring and people hated them. But also look at the main events. Probably one of the most stacked main event rosters in the WWE history. You've got, in this match alone, you've got the Dead Man, The Undertaker, as American Badass. You've got the Olympic gold medalist as the WWF champion, Kurt Angle. You've got the Game Triple H as full ruthless aggression, sort of, cerebral assassin Triple H. He's still on screen married to Stephanie in the McMahon Helmsley sort of era run. You've got the great one, the jabroni beating, pie eating, Loud. Anything else you want to fucking say, it doesn't make a difference. He'll make your day rock.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you've got maybe the biggest main eventer of all time. He's certainly one of the top of all time for this storyline in the fact that it's Rikishi.
Yeah.
Yeah. For The Rock.
He did it for the people.
And of course...
He did it! Oh, shut your mouth, the thong wearing fatty!
That promo happened literally the Raw before this show. And of course, the true icon of professional wrestling, in my opinion, the man who was the most over superstar ever to happen, in Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Clearly it's going to be one hell of a show. Now, again, just a little quick disclaimer. Obviously, yes, being that this was Armageddon 2000, you're going to see a Chris Benoit match. Look, and just like we said in the last episode, we're just going to enjoy it for the match that it is. We're not going to do a deep dive. We already did the whole, I'll give it our opinion about the whole thing. So we're just going to purely look at it as a match. Don't at me.
But if you want to at him, it's at Steve Jones 313.
That is true, yes, it is at Steve Jones 313. But don't at me!
But don't.
Don't at me.
Do.
But if you wanted to, it's at Steve Jones 313. But don't at me. Otherwise, it's at Steve Jones 313. But don't at me.
Follow him, though. Just don't at him. I'm having a bit of issues with my fucking headphones here.
Yes.
Anyway. But yes, we got a great deal here. And one other thing, this is not going to... I mean, our show in general isn't for the weak at heart. It's not for those easily offended. We are in Attitude Era WWE.
Yes.
Even more
you were
so.
Gonna, yeah. So you're going to see things that don't quite meet the modern day standard of what's considered okay. But you know what?
Appropriate.
Yeah, but you just gotta understand that it is a different kind of time period, and let yourself, if you can, enjoy it and just embrace that time. And if it isn't for you, understand. No judgment here, but we're here to have a good time. We're here to appreciate what it was, and rather than lie about what it is. Now, as that being said, we have Santa Geek, we have Steve Kringle. We're going to enjoy some Armageddon 2000. You need to be getting your WWE Network up, or I don't know, maybe you have it on DVD, or some of y'all motherfuckers may have a VHS, you old school motherfuckers. But whatever you got, get your VHSs, get your DVDs, get your Blu-rays, get your network up and ready and geek. What else should they do in regards to drink and food? I'll say, get your drinks and get your snacks.
Get it all lined up. We're ready to go. We'll be starting in about 30 seconds, so we'll give you a chance to catch up. One thing I want to mention quickly: if you're not interested in hardcore sort of wrestling with blood, violence, I know we had a lot of it on our last retro one. There may be some of it today. I actually can't remember a lot of the what we're looking forward to. And also, do not expect any sort of actual wrestling from the females in this era. You're probably going to get a lot of puppies and everything else, and the King's going to be on top King form. But this is JR and the King, so fuck it. At least that's good, right?
Yeah. So to give you an idea, so you've got the intergender elimination tag team match between the Radicals and Team Extreme, which obviously has Lita and so that, but Terry's more like a manager than a wrestler. Always. You've got Chyna versus Val Venus, who's accompanied by Ivory, and then you've got Ivory, the women's champion, versus Molly Holly and Trish Stratus. So you will see some wrestling display, but this ain't Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, Io Shirai versus Mia Yim, Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley. You ain't seeing any of that stuff. It isn't. We're not there yet.
Even 2005 Trish Stratus, you're just, it's like it's not Lita and Trish in the main event of Raw. This is purely let's put them on there so that everyone can go get a drink, get a beer, go for a piss, and also when they come back, look, pretty ladies. That's the whole idea of the women's matches. So with that being said, we will start. Hopefully everyone's ready to go on your side. I was talking to the people there, but never mind. Thanks for the agreement. And we will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Old school entrance straight away makes me happy.
Yeah.
Also, do not press skip intro because that will jump you a minute and a half.
Yeah. Never skip the intro. Part of the experience.
Unless you're watching it.
Oh, this song.
Yep.
This is the end.
But yeah, I told you, Armageddon loved to use the end is here. Like, I remember that with The Rock. Like, that was. I remember more for the WrestleManias, but like that was like they started doing the thing. The best thing is, right, the theme song for this officially is supposed to be Sweet Home Alabama, because that's where they are. But we're going to start the show off with, you know, the end is here. You know what I find funny is that there was a period of time when Triple H was actually out of shape. And it wasn't,
yes.
But that was like, my dad used to turn around and say, oh, he needs to go and get injured or go or something because he's getting a bit flabby. Like, you look at like DX when they first came back, Triple H. You would never see that version of Triple H now in the 06 Triple H.
No. The closest you got after that was Triple H entering the Royal Rumble to defeat Roman Reigns in the WWE Championship.
Yeah. And even that was ridiculously shaped. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous, this man. And now,
here we go. As you were saying, don't copyright strike us. Oh wait, the card book.
a bit difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah. Don't sing it, Stephen. Don't sing it, Stephen.
If you do, keep it to 10 seconds.
Sweetheart.
Sweet home Alabama. That's what you got. I wonder how many times JR says, Lord, I'm coming home to you. That's like the opening to the song, but it's also the tagline for the pay-per-view. It's like... WWF New York. I always wanted to go there. Apparently the food was actually really good. Like, I've heard of fans who went there and said it was like walking into a dream. Because the first thing you do is you walk into the entrance and that's just a wrestling shop. Like, it's like basically WWE shop but in the middle of the heart of New York. It goes, then you would go to a bar. The bar was great. There was always a signing at least like 3 times a week. And the food was like legitimately good food because at the end of the day, you're still in the heart of New York City where you've got to kind of get people to come back. Like, it's Jim before he started complaining about high-flying moves.
Yeah.
You've seen that recently?
No.
They are recently, as of, you know, we're recording this, as I said, on the 18th of December. But recently, I think either on a podcast or an interview, he was asked about like the moves he's did, and he goes, "It's stupid. A bunch of guys stand together in a group and wait for one of their friends to flip onto them." Like, and considering he's booked by the Young Bucks, like. But apart from that whole thing, I'll never wrestle again when I'm retired.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he even did it in, like, oh, I only did it in TNA, like Rick did. It's like, no, you didn't. Like, well, there they are.
Yeah.
There's the man. Mr. McMahon, you ain't going like this. It's hard for me to do Briscoe and not eventually turn it into Gum.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Because obviously it's a caricature, and Mr. McMahon just kind of sounds like Mama.
That reminds me, one of my favourite things I've seen recently was when Stone Cold Austin retweeted a video of Gerald Briscoe basically butterfly suplexing him.
Oh.
He was just like, if Gerald wanted to throw you, he was going to throw you.
It's like that line from Something to Wrestle with, Bruce Pritchard, and it's a story he had where they were telling Sonny she had to do something, and Chris Candido said no, she's not doing that. She doesn't want to do that. And they both stood, and like Candido walked and was like, looked as if he was going to actually do something. And then Gerald went, Chris, calm down. And he went, why, you going to hook me, Jerry? And he looked and went, Chris, if I wanted to hook you, you'd be hooked. It's just, it's one of those things, like, Briscoe was is probably still now could take half the roster on one-handed while he fought the rest of the roster. Like, and this is classic Attitude Era. Like, you look at the Hardy Boys there. Look at those 7 foot tall to the platforms.
I like how Dean was like trying to be like this.
James Bond.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I bet you did.
I mean,
what Matt doesn't know is that Edge was in the corner.
just hiding in the closet, going shit.
Let them think it was Dean. Let them think it was Dean. Apparently, the whole thing as well. People were mocking because you made Dean Malenko a ladies' man. Whose idea was that? And like Bruce recently revealed, it was Dean's. Dean came up with the idea of like being a ladies' man, and like, but he goes, it'll be funny because everybody says I've got no personality or anything like that. It'll be work great, and it fucking did. Like,
yeah. And by the way, smart move on Dean's part.
I know, right? I'll be a lady. Yeah, just every week I'll have a new girl. Like,
yeah, like I mean, it'll be tough, but I'm willing to do it.
Oh, here we go. We got Eddie Guerrero versus the Hardy Boys with Perry.
Wheelbarrow suplex. I fucking love this move. I fucking love the wheelbarrow suplex. Such a creep.
Do you prefer a double team though, or a singular one?
Double team. Only because I've never seen a one-man wheelbarrow suplex.
I'll send you C.W. Anderson's.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. C.W. Anderson. And then you're dead.
Dude.
What? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
How is it? For years.
You avoided it.
It was me going, Geek, you can't say that. Geek, you can't do that. And these days, it's like every week I fuck up.
It's because you're not in charge, so you don't have to think about shit.
No, I think about shit because if I want to do stuff, it's on my ear. But I think it's just because I'm absent-minded these days.
That might be that. Eddie in this, I don't know about like Eddie in that gear.
No.
The single that topped, and he didn't wear it a lot. That was the thing. Or if a couple of times, but it was like when Taker was American Badass, but he came out in like heights. Never liked that look either. Certain gimmicks just don't need that. You know what I mean? Jeez. Jesus.
Yeah. Jeez.
Have you heard what Matt Hardy says on his T-shirt? He's got the think this, I don't know, fucking Matt Hardyism, isn't it? But he also says that he's he has a quote on it. The most innovative and creative man in the pro wrestling history, Matt Hardy.
Ah.
He quotes himself on his T-shirt.
That is classic Matt Hardy.
Yeah, it is. What, Jeff? Hey, missed. What I like is that Eddie's not giving me anything because he's fucking up. Like,
oh yeah. It's like, yeah, Jeff Hardy isn't fucking Kurt Angle, you know, Eddie will fucking kick your shit out of you.
Twist of Fate. That's a long way for the try and get a swanton, isn't it? Oh, he got it. that wait, is this elimination? Because that's a quick. Oh, yeah, it's elimination. I should have listened more to the entrances. Because if it wasn't, I was going to say that's a quick pay-per-view match.
Beautiful whisper of the wind there.
Yeah. I actually, and this might be an unpopular opinion on the internet, but I kind of prefer the Usos.
Yeah.
Because they actually usually land. Like, there was a long period of time for, like I said, for ages, that Jeff kind of just, oh, Jesus, look at this strength of Perry. DVD. But there was a long period of time, Jeff just kind of missed the whispers of wind and kind of glanced them. Just, I don't know if that was, told because he was a heavy fuck or what, but like, it didn't look as good. Especially when he did it off the top rope and people had to like maneuver. Like when you were trying to catch a ball that's in the sky. Just, oh, nope, back, left, right. Oh, hello. By the way, I know I warned before that we're in, attitude era, sort of like, so, things would not be appropriate. That also includes me. I'm watching attitude era appropriate level. I'm gonna react the way they want me to. Oh, look at that. Hell of an underrated talent was Perry Saturn. And originally who Vince thought was the standout. Vince, when he brought the Radicals, actually thought Perry Saturn was going to be the guy who could push.
Well,
despite the fact that at the time of meeting with the Radicals and signing the Radicals, technically Benoit was still the WCW champion. Oh, hello. Easy now, Terry. Easy now. Don't get my heart fluttering up. Yes. Like, come on. There we go. That's an ECW spear. That's what that was. A Francine special. Just enough.
Just was Edge taught her it.
No, I think someone else might have been spearing her back in ECW. Maybe Dangerous Danny Doring. The Danaconda, if you will. I like how Perry's carrying her but not covering her up. Like, he's just carrying Terry to the back while her arse and everything else is on show. Like,
oh dear.
oh. Ooh. God, Dean wouldn't have minded that on the night. Oh. Actually, it wasn't that terrible. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, she stopped briefly to get her feet set, but like that looked as if even more vicious with a snap.
Yeah.
It punched her. How dare you punch her?
And plus, it was safer.
Yeah.
Health and safety would have approved.
Jesus, she nearly went all the way over on her legs. Oh. You kicked out. How strong is Lisa? Maybe a heel. That's taking everything Dean's got, you know. She's like, just that resist. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. What a reversal from Dean. Dean's lucky to survive this thing.
Yeah.
Also, like, for people who need an idea, at this point in time, like, Lita was starting to become one of, if not the most popular women in the company, but she was even starting to raise her ranks and most popularity amongst the men as well. Like, there are episodes of Raw when Lita comes out, she gets just as big ovation as The Rock and Austin. You don't do this to a James Bond. You don't make him angry. You know, he's very much a in the mode of James Bond, he's very much a Sean Connery than a Roger Moore. For sure. Does it prove how strong she is? They just come to fight in the fight.
Yeah.
That's such, so whipped. He's like, I'm going to go check on Lita straight away. He's okay, but I choke her out. Look at him. He's trying to help her up by a fucking, like, chin lock.
Really cool!
The fucking...
Matt, that's
You haven't got to that
creepy.
part of the relationship yet.
Yeah.
On TV, you're friends.
No wonder people don't like Michael Cole. You know, you can lunge better without wearing the belt. Oh, there we go. Yes. Yes. Watch it, boy. Rusev.
Hands and Mia. Watch out for that redneck.
Yeah.
Yes, but once again, we're not talking about the Olympics. Repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If you try him, he'll make you famous.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. That's what you're about to say there. I don't know. You're being a bit of a dick right now, so maybe.
Yeah.
You drink 1%? Not even milk, it's water lying about being milk. I'm sorry. I thought you'd be like maybe a semi-skin guy, but not a 1%er.
He's a monster.
Yes. Watch yourself, King.
Yeah. Geek will show you who the real king is.
Suzuki-san.
I'm just saying, You're
Boss,
messing
you
with
ready?
Mamacita.
You ready,
You're messing
boss?
with Key King. No,
Boss, you
I'm
ready?
never ready. I'm never ready. I'm never ready for the tap.
What they should do is pause it as he's going through the cage. They should pause it. Just, it was at this moment he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
My sweet precious Foley.
Master Regal.
I don't like this
The
theme.
Goodwill Ambassador. Here, he's
Not
a
a fan.
two-time... Right now, he's a two-time European champion, having lost it at Sheffield at Rebellion, and won it the next night in Raw. Well, the next Monday, sorry. He held it for he lost Crash Hall, he held it for 2 days. See, they're going to tell you and show you now. I already did it, JR. It's cool. You can hold on.
Very kind of you to try and give him less work to do.
That's very good.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Ego.
Fuck you, crowd. That was funny.
That was great.
Ah!
Oh, do you like me now? Never did.
Here comes the walking embodiment of a bad mood.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah. Yeah.
Cheap pop.
I like how like he's from Mobile.
Yeah.
We all know it's mobile.
Yeah.
But like the problem is that if I remember, they're in Birmingham, and not too long later he's from Birmingham, Alabama. Like
Yeah.
must have got that double ride.
Yeah.
And he moved
Well,
on.
he's from Birmingham for tax purposes.
What do you mean, Mama? I got a double wide, double station. And you got jacuzzi on the outside.
Double wide at the border of Mobile and Birmingham.
I mean, let's be honest. This is going to be a good match. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. But
Oh, yeah.
we're going to do nothing but take the piss out of, hardcore, because there's nothing he likes more than people on the internet taking the piss.
Yep.
Well, there's only one thing he likes more than that, and that's Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy.
What about Regal? Seriously, might be one of the nicest men I've ever met in the world of wrestling, William Regal. I think I was fourth in line. I think I've told the story before. I was fourth in line to a signing. Well, one of those ones where you don't know who's there, but like you have an idea, and this is very, very niche in sort of me telling location right now, in the fact that a few of the people who live around the area and yourself, boss, will know what I meant. It was in Granger Games in the Metro Centre.
Yeah.
Up in the little village part, And I met Cody and Kelly the year before there. Both really nice people. Cody was a heel, but still was nice enough with the signings. Kelly was one of those ones that I didn't expect to lose my mouth around, but I couldn't speak. But she was just, I was like, wow. And and I was just like, wow. And then I was at the banquet, which a former co-host loved.
Yeah.
But when Regal was there with Layla.
Yeah.
And both fucking just unbelievably nice. I took my copy of his book, The Golden Mile.
Yep.
And I took it. He was shocked to see it.
Yeah.
It mustn't have done well or be a thing that he sees commonly at signings. And I went, well, this is an excellent read, sir. I really enjoy one of my favourite wrestling books I've ever read.
Aye.
And he turns around and goes, is that because it's the only book you've ever read? And I was like, I read a couple. He's like, you're very kind.
Yeah.
And he signed it, and he actually shows Layla and went, I had a magazine for her to sign.
Yeah.
And he goes, look, this young man has read my book. And she was like, I didn't know you had a book out. He went, at which point he turned around. It was like a double act, because he just turned around and went, you did I. Fucking hell. But yeah, it was just really, really nice. Felt very, self-dismissive in terms of like him being this big superstar and that. He was just like, no, I'm a guy from Blackpool.
Yeah.
I'm a guy. I'm a guy from Blackpool who grew up loving Morecambe and Wise. Like a guy from Newcastle who grew up loving Morecambe and Wise. Like,
yes. Fucking Morecambe and Wise.
And if you didn't know that, just watch any of our shows. You'll see that we are Morecambe and Wise in some sort of bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely your early Wise. Like, there's no, like, everyone wants to be an Eric Morecambe, but I'm definitely your early Wise. Whereas
in the old shows that we used to do with our co-host Logan,
yeah,
me and Logan were more like
no. I would argue that in our older shows where it was the three of us, used to were Morecambe and Wise, and I was Des O'Connor.
There's a good ability to that. We are losing people as we are talking.
Yeah.
There are so many people going,
we are educating the masses, sir!
They're going, who the fuck's Des O'Connor?
I know that feeling.
But yeah, like, and
it's like...
And Layla was very nice, very pleasant as well, but honestly,
yeah.
I think the only time
I bet she was.
She was a beautiful woman. She had that posh British accent. As well, and but she was like just a sweetheart, really. But yeah, I mean,
ow!
I think he's got that steel. That's something else that's happened recently. Remember, he broke his arm against Kurt Angle. Mm-hmm. That's Raven. What about Raven? I can hear myself on the echo. But no, Hardcore developed this like he had a broken arm, and they obviously put a steel plate in it. And recently, or before the show, he had been starting to hit people with that arm. Very Lex Luger in 1993 to lose even more people. Lex Luger? I know Lex Luthor. Didn't know he wrestled though. But yeah, like I said, them two were great. I think I've had relatively good luck meeting people, wrestlers in particular. I've met Batista, and I was a while on the line, so I've given him the benefit of the doubt at this point. Although, even after signing it that many times, I can't remember. He still forgot to sign his name. So I just give him a little edge. Got the BAT out. I went IST. He finished off himself like a big boy. Take that any way you want. I mean, he only looked up when a pretty girl had a short skirt on, so that's what I'm going to say. I say Cody and Kelly, Regal, and Layla. Obviously, me, yourself, and Logan. We met Samoa Joe and Dana Brooke, which now is like I'm thinking I met Dana Brooke. That's amazing. Because at the time she'd only just started breaking out in NXT. All right, let's see what Big Keisha's got to say. I'm gonna say this about Quiche.
You okay?
I love Quiche. Quiche is awesome. You know, right with the show in Total Divas.
Yeah.
Like Quiche is just downright. You know, he's for the family, he's for the manor. You know, but the thing that you know, we look back at this storyline of who ran over Austin now, and we mock that Quiche did it, and you know, even The Rock did it a month afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, the whole, you know, I did it for the family. You know, okay, great. That's one thing, right? But at the time,
Yeah.
Quiche was over like a motherfucker was a babyface.
Yeah.
I mean, he was teaming in main events with Rocky a lot. You know, Too Cool got him over like fuck, especially the dancing.
Yeah.
So at the time, it generally was, it was a shock.
Yeah.
Was it the right person to reveal? No, it wasn't. Like looking back on it, it's clear that he should have just said Triple H all along, and it was you know, he just done really well lying.
Yeah.
He had the same effect anyway when Triple H revealed he was the culprit. It was called co-conspirator or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
But at the time, you kind of go, well, it's not okay. But like, it's just, I feel harsh because it was his chance, and the people never bought into it.
Those are some good elbow shots. What I love about those elbow shots as well, they're very well placed. You know, they're not sloppy.
Yes, because she's aiming for a forearm.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's me deflated. We try to give someone props, and then it turns out it's because they are fucking right up.
No, it's the thing with China. China used to throw a forearm. That's what she did. You know, that's what she do. She's throwing the forearm. It just happens that with the size of Val Venus's head, it hits the elbow.
Yeah.
Like Venus's head. Give myself a chuckle. But also, isn't it ironic that like Val Venus had this little mini feud with China, considering what you said about wrestling these days?
Is that Jimmy Corderas?
Yeah, Jim Corderas.
Ah.
Canadian.
You need to back off, eh?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to stop you, eh? Please, eh?
Yeah.
Please come with me, eh? Like,
I'm sorry.
thanks, eh? What's great is as a Geordie, you don't really have to change your accent much.
Nah.
Canadian accents, I mean, we say a boot anyway. Like,
Yeah.
why put the inside leg?
Yeah, that's the experience right there.
We go with the experience, are we?
I don't know.
I'll be honest again, I've said that a lot today, and we're only half an hour in, the pay-per-view that is. China,
I mean, look, with all due respect, I've already fucked up with Eddie Guerrero. All right, I'm trying to be really nice.
I'm just trying not to be repetitive.
I'm very worried about that. Don't fix what ain't broken, you know.
Who the fuck would want repetitive in the wrestling show in 2020? Or 2019, or 2018, 2016, 2017. I know I went back. Oh, I'm mucked up there, but I can rewrite history. It's okay.
Yep.
What I was going to say though was that I think China had some great matches, but they were all with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Like,
It's why I like the TW games. I do hire it. I just make sure to like get it into that performance center and just. Well, no, first rehab, then the performance center. Because I'm like, no. I'll make you a star, but you got to work with me.
Boss likes to save people's lives on TV.
I do. It's a game. I'm supposed to have fun with it. I don't want to deal with real life. It's like, you know, that's why I do it.
Real life, yet the first thing you do for most people you hire is send them to rehab.
Well, yeah, because then it's got a better chance of, you know, getting them other, you know, up and up. Because I do have a good success rate with that. I do have a mad scientist approach to it. It doesn't always work, but I do have a good success rate with that. Yeah, we'll call that a neck breaker.
Outside leg.
Yeah.
You've been wrestling for well over a year now. You should know that.
Yeah, but has she paid her dues?
Let's not go there.
Now there's a clothesline. That was almost like a rock clothesline.
Yeah, so she basically got up and just
By the way, obviously one of the best clothesline in the business is like JBL,
Yep.
you know, and stuff like that. But the rock clothesline was always something beautiful,
Oh,
just
the
because
one-
you thought he was going to fly away.
Yeah, the leaping clothesline that the Rock used to throw was amazing.
Yeah, well, he had two. He had the leap one, and then he also had the one where he would hit you, and then he wouldn't be able to stop his own momentum, and he'd just be like, "Rah!"
It's like the old Edge ones, and it's like when he would start doing a comeback, you know, when like they'd go down, but it was like he hooked them to make sure they went down. Like,
Yes, almost like an STO, like a running STO almost.
As he spun around, you know, and do that a couple of times. Money shot in China.
I mean, that's something that concerns me. Concerns me is this strong.
The money shot
But
in China.
yeah, this version of Valvinus should have called it the money shot.
He didn't use it that often, so they just held onto it from old.
Surely you could have called it like the charity shot or something.
That's not funny when he does that in China. China's gonna get ya. But you're the film. There's too many jokes, I can't help myself. Boss is still thinking about what they should call the money shot. Showed us clearly off the fucking ground.
Yeah, all the ones I think are just aren't good, like dropping standards, you know. Fucking.
What was it? It used to be trading and standards. That's the problem, wasn't it?
Yeah. Could go for the ironic health and safety. Yeah, but...
HR inquiry. Well, thanks for Ivory, you fucked that up, didn't you?
Yeah.
At least you're still trying to hold on to it with your arm. Like.
Protobomb! The Protobomb!
Really fun the mountain bomb, whatever you call it.
I was just thinking of John Cena.
I know.
Because I don't call it the Blue Thunder Bomb because that's what Sami Zayn does. And I'm not going to pretend that John Cena gets close.
Well, the cold,
Yeah.
like when Cena used to do the cold red and shit, like when he took more time than Melina did.
Oh, why are we doing this again?
Because they're trying to get you amped up for Hell in a Cell, like it needs more hype.
I'm already amped up. I don't want to cry. Well, that's what happens when things are on fire, JR. They tend to burn.
You know, that
Carrick.
was probably a Vince McMahonism. We can't say it's on fire, say it's burning. Like,
Yeah.
they're not belts, they're championships or titles.
Well, it's a... Oh, never mind.
Never mind, indeed. Naughty Stefan. Wow, he's done this before. And Jericho tells us you're more than used to having 5 at least at a time. It will only cost them what? 15 cents? Did they just randomly go into a locker room? Like there was not like even one of their offices or even one of those lavish locker rooms. It was just Dad, I need to talk to you in here.
Meanwhile, just Devon Dudley is just like I've just stepped out the shower, guys. Fuck off.
That's why Vince leaves and Steph stays.
It's not the other way around, you know.
Yep.
Oh shit. I'm saying nothing. One of these things is not like the other.
Go on.
It's a shame that we never got a WWE inspired Mortal Kombat game.
Well, the closest we got was that mobile game, didn't we?
I'm not even going to pretend that's close. Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend that that's close to what I'm imagining.
Oh, I know, but like it's as close as we got to it.
I'm going to say 2 words to you, which sells my point. Undertaker fatality.
Yeah, I know, but they had those sort of things. It was actually done by, I think it was done by NetherRealm, because when they released their versions of the
they did.
Kombat NetherRealm fucking games, they were basically the same fucking way.
The Geek King way. This is your Lord Master talking, you know.
Pretty well, yeah.
The only being that is higher on the totem pole than Geek.
And there's Bill Murray as well.
There's who, sorry?
Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's a fucking god.
Yeah.
I honestly think that, like, if you wanted to get an idea of what Geek's brain was, the totem goes Bill Murray, Lemmy, Taker. Like,
that's an interesting dinner for 3.
be plenty of beer.
Oh, God. My precious boy. Ah! Oh, God. It's just everything about it I don't like.
Love it. Actually, they went the other way around. Are you ready?
No.
Guess what?
Ah! This guy's not witness! He's broken in half!
He killed him!
I hate you, Undertaker, for this particular moment.
Promo kills you, right? It's just they've already done that. What they've done right now is they've had the three matches that ever took place in Alice before this. And what they've done is shown you the worst moments for you personally ever.
My back is crawling.
I can imagine.
It's literally crawling.
My balls are tingling.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Jingly balls, time for Hell in a Cell. Undertaker's gonna take someone and choke them to hell. That's right. I'll make a rhyme.
Always do. Maybe you have a whole book of them.
This must be one of the longest serving theme songs in wrestling.
Yeah, this started in 99.
Yeah, because since he's had this one, it's never varied.
Well, they've done slight variations in terms of like edits, but very rarely.
Yeah.
Like, I would say it would be this, and then
yeah, like
probably Sean.
Yeah,
Sean in
absolutely.
terms of like only being edited or voice changing, but
yeah,
as actual.
Yeah, because like the only difference was you have the one that Sean sang and one that Sherry sang.
Yeah. And you're talking at like 90.
Yeah.
We started using the one Sherry.
Yeah. You know, and before people say, "Oh, well, Hulk Hogan," it's like, yeah, but these themes that had massive breaks because they moved on to different versions. You know.
Yeah, Hogan went from Real American. He came back and he started using a Gypsy Voodoo Child.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, if you watch the network, is not Voodoo Child. I think of that.
Yeah.
Mick.
Yes.
Foley from 99 to like whenever he makes a return. Because from then he didn't change.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good shout, boss. Good shout.
Thank you.
Even Kane's had different versions.
Yep.
So it's Godfather. Godfather has had a big change to his, otherwise he'd probably be close as well.
Yeah. You know, and of course, some people say The Rock, but even The Rock's had different, a multitude of versions of his theme.
It's
you know,
rolls out Austin as well.
Yeah.
Because Austin obviously had the big.
Yeah.
The one that's classic now that we get, but you know, for a while he's used.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Jericho's the only difference was usually the clock.
Mm-hmm.
That changed the sound of the intro a bit, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, same song, yeah.
Although, ironically enough, do you know who used it before Jericho?
Sorry?
You know who used that theme song before Jericho?
There was somebody who used it before him?
Shane McMahon did.
That is weird.
Yeah, Shane McMahon, there's clips of it when he used to come down for Shotgun and like his comedy gigs. And he was using Break the Walls Down, but it was a remix version of it where they didn't have the full lyrics of Jericho.
That is weird. That is weird.
Kurt
Angle?
Kurt Angle was Inherited.
The only editing that's been ever done with Kurt Angle's, was the.
Before Kurt Angle used it,
the
Patriot used it.
Yeah.
I know we're watching an episode of Raw.
Well, we're not watching now again.
Yeah, but we were pay-per-view and we watched 20 minutes of promo.
Maybe it's TNA. I will say that was the best hairstyle Vince ever had.
Yeah, you got a toupee right on that one.
Yep.
I'll keep it going for Jesse the Body.
Don't shave it though, otherwise there'll be hell to pay.
Yeah, God forbid we have to go through a 5-minute fucking intro of Raw where everyone sees you bald, but you come out wearing a fucking hat.
Mm-hmm.
Then Bobby Lashley somehow gets a push based on it. To America. So as I said, I watched the Raw before this, and what did my head in, and what was quite ironic, to be honest with you, was that to get all my fucking stains in, is that Al Gore was on Jerry's mind the whole time, the King's mind. Every time he'd mention Al Gore, and you could see Vince must have loved it, but you could see JR going, "What the fuck is up with you?" And it was because Al Gore at that time hadn't conceded yet. I'm sitting going, "Well, this would work then." King could just bring off some old material and just change one name. Damn it, that wasn't silence. This one. I guarantee King's saying stand up while sitting down.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
I've heard once that the thing is not for Vince to be scared or angry towards you. It's when Vince laughs and is having a good time with you, you're probably in the most danger.
Those boots were made for walking.
Exactly, yeah. Never mind, come on in. Then he fights. That's right, Mr. McMahon. Tell him, Mr. McMahon. Like who says your favourite? Like King's never played favourites before. Oh shit. Oh god. Who would have thought it, that 20 years later, Kane would be the one that's retired?
Yep.
And Jericho, meanwhile, is going pretty fucking strong still.
Yeah.
I'll say this, I do watch AEW, I do. And we're not going to do their shows for probably a long time because they're not available as easy as anything else is. Unless you've got Fight TV, and quite frankly, not everyone has Fight TV.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do love the Inner Circle. Even with MJF and everything else, but I do love the Inner Circle. I think they're one of the best things they've done in a while. And that's because for the longest time I would just critique the fact that they said they were going to be different and everything else. And they're turning slightly into an Impact 2.0 in terms, which is ironic right now, but in terms of the fact that they're just hiring old WWE guys.
Yeah. I think one of my major issues is I don't understand why they're choosing to kind of do business with. But there's nothing wrong with being friendly. I have no problem with that. But AEW doesn't need it anywhere near as much as Impact does.
No, but that's why.
And not to say that Impact is dying. It's we've long since passed.
Strong right now.
Yeah, they've kind of dug the way out, but I don't understand what AEW gets out of this. Whether they're just wanting access.
Yeah, I think it's access to certain talent. I also think that it's Kenny helping out Don because that relationship is real, as much as I talked about earlier. It's a very real, strong relationship. So, like, I think it might be that. I've heard that, they're working with NWA, which means, I think what they're doing is trying to be the antithesis, I think the word is, of WWE in the fact that WWE is very much, it's our own universe, we don't mess with many outside of it. If we do, we invite them into the fold. Yeah,
you're right. They're the antithesis, the exact opposite. Yeah.
Whereas they are very much like, no, we'll bring anyone and everyone in. Like, they've said they're open. They said they're open to working with Ring of Honor. They work with AAA anyway. They work with Impact now. They've worked a little bit with NWA. And, I mean, I've heard that from a Young Bucks, I think a Young Bucks promo, an interview, where they said that, if New Japan would want to do work, then we would do work with them. Like, we do business with them. But at the moment, New Japan is like, we don't necessarily need it. And they don't, because this is going to air before Wrestle Kingdom happens. And that card is looking fucking amazing already.
Yeah.
And we're a good 3 weeks away from that happening. As much as I don't like Will Ospreay, he's got his new stable called the Empire, and that's got my boy Jeff Cobb in it, so I'm gonna have to support something. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be good. I think the more that wrestling companies are willing to do business, the more is better for everyone. And even to the point of WWE doing business, because if you look at the way AEW's done it at the moment, right? We're working with Impact, we'll let people work on their shows, they'll work on our shows, everything else. But WWE's way is you're coming into the fold, you work with us a little bit. And what that is shown with the independence that they're showing on the network. You guys still got to do your thing, but we'll air it. Like ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling in Scotland are currently showing brand new episodes exclusively to the network.
Yeah.
Like, not like how we've got Progress and stuff like that, where it's involved, where the old school way of here's the best ofs, or here's a show that we've done in the past. But I mean, that's mainly because they haven't actually done anything yet. Because of the state of the world and the fact that fucking Boris Johnson can't understand how tears are supposed to work. Watch it, William. There you go. Got you, Grandmaster. Big old Steve there, brawler.
It's like, the fuck did I do?
I'm standing here in the chat.
You bastards!
The referee's trying to work out how he can make this a tag team match. How are you not allowed in the gorilla position this time?
Nope.
Which I love how they've opened up the gorilla position to be able to have we'll show you a little backstage bits now and again, and but Vince is never there. They've got the gorilla position. Is he going to be on TV? Yeah, Vince and Trips are never there. But it's Shano instead.
It's for his own safety, People keep throwing belts at him.
He keeps getting hugged by big sweaty men.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna lie would annoy the piss out of me.
Hey. If you don't give people a chance, then boss, where the fuck are you looking, bro?
What? What?
You're on camera. I can see you're not paying attention.
I am paying attention! You don't think I'd sit and see Kane fucking try to load dart the motherfucker?
Yeah, as you were looking at a different screen. How's that possible?
Oh my god, it's like I have two eyes.
Yeah, but that's not how sight works.
It kind of is.
No, Perry Saturn, right, Perry Saturn sees two different things because one of his eyes looks the other way always.
Okay, if you're going to try and use Perry Saturn to describe a normal human being, then you're already on the losing end of this argument.
Fine, Shawn Michaels' googly eye doesn't work like that.
Shawn Michaels, again, is not a normal human being.
Fine, someone who's bong eyes, right?
Right.
They can only see two things because their eyes are like that. Someone who looks straight ahead at one thing cannot see everything on the other screen.
Do you actually know how Zone of Sight works?
Yeah, I saw it on a documentary once.
Was this documentary a movie?
That was a documentary about this guy who's best friend had two eyes that looked the opposite way. He lived in a cabin in the woods because he kept crashing into things. And this guy then finds out that he's actually the nephew of some billionaire guy, and he falls in love with a lovely little news reporter who turns out isn't lovely at all. Great documentary. But Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, I'm just going to ignore everything you're saying right now. And move the fuck on.
That guy's done a lot of documentary stuff.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
he was a hockey player, but couldn't play hockey, so he had to play golf instead.
Yeah. Fucking...
But something Gilmore.
How was he feeling?
Oh, that's right, it was Happy.
There you go.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, I saw that documentary too.
Was violent. Got a reverb from your microphone from you putting the glass down there, mate.
Well, fishing takes it out of me. Especially when you weren't on the hook.
That reminds me of another documentary.
Show's over. Surely this would be the perfect time to make this a tag team match with The Undertaker.
Very booked tonight.
Why has that ever stopped Teddy before?
True. True. Although when Undertaker was usually booked, he did used to say Batista a lot.
Oh, as Jim Ross would say, Undertaker.
Yeah, I'm always unleashed.
Yeah. I rewatched that feud of Hollywood Batista versus CEO Triple H.
I fucking love that feud.
Same.
While you're
It's
fat chicks and kissing babies.
Oh yeah, the John Cena one.
Yeah.
The John Cena one, yes. That's a fantastic feud. No, I haven't watched that one again.
Oh,
No, I was talking the Triple H one when he comes back and he beats up Ric Flair.
sorry, yes,
Yeah. Because as far as if you can get a legitimate Spice Girls reference into a promo and still sound badass, you're good on the mic. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, Triple H going, you know, Batista, there's a lot of people that says, so give me what I want. But I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I want to... This always goes on for quite a while, people. It's like, Triple H. I mean, given that Triple H loves to use movie quotes in his promos,
Yeah.
like, you're the disease, and I'm the cure. It's like, I'm pretty certain I've heard Sylvester Stallone say that.
You're the disease. I'm the cure.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, Sylvester Stallone obviously has that very slow, you're the disease, and I'm the cure. Very slow.
You're Adrian.
I do love your Sylvester Stallone, by the way.
It's easy. You get 4 beers into me, my mouth. My mouth is magically turned into them.
See, that was my problem. That's my problem.
Yeah. I ain't stupid. You know,
I'm kind of worried because I feel like if I do that pressure enough, given my bully issues, it'll stay that way. So I'm just like, nah.
Your face will stay that way with wind change.
Yeah. Which I was on because my fucking gran. Oh. It's like my gran tried that on me one time, and I literally just because she was like, "Your face will stay that way if the wind changes." I'm like, one, I'm indoors, and two, how does that even work, gran? You know, in retrospect, I wouldn't have blamed her if she went, "You're a cocky little shit, aren't you?" Because genuinely, that was my response. It was, one, there's no wind in here, gran, and two, how does that work? How does the wind changing? It's like I think she was hoping I'd be like the other grandson who was just a violent douchebag. You know, she wasn't used to dealing with people who's willing to look her in the eye and go, "You're a fucking idiot."
Yeah, then you taught that onto the other grandson.
She tried.
of with you knowing you teaching ways of the Force, you know.
Oh yes, my Padawan has definitely become the master.
Not a council though.
No, not the council, but he basically looked at the light side of the Force, the dark side of the Force, and fuck both of y'all, I can do this better.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a great Force.
Yeah, and he is now the mystery producer.
Or is he?
Well, some say that. What can I come up with here?
Some say if you squeeze his left nipple, you'll get bathings. But if you squeeze his right nipple, it'll be just scotch.
Some say that on Christmas night, when Santa Claus arrived back at his home, he found the mystery producer there drinking his gin, going, "What took you so fucking long?"
Some say Mrs. Claus invites him specially every Christmas.
Some say
anything inappropriate, but just because he's very good company for it.
Some say that mysterious producer's quack doesn't echo.
Quack doesn't echo.
Yeah.
Although some say you can hear his swear outside of the Grand Canyon.
Some people say that the mysterious producer can actually smell what the Rock is cooking.
Very good.
There you go.
The Kane just breathing.
Yep.
Makeup's going off.
Yeah.
Good.
I should get into politics.
This is actually one of my favourite versions of Kane's attire.
Yeah.
I like this because it showed how fucking huge he was.
Yes.
But he still had like the retro mask.
Yeah.
So, you know, the one you see about 02, they had the half mask. That's my favourite.
Yeah, same.
Well, and then, you know, it was 1, 2, then this one 2, and then I would say number 3 would be the original. But it's just, it was such a unique look at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the welding mask.
I didn't mind that. It was kind of cool, like way to bring it back and like show like the demon is back, and it was a way to hide the mask because you weren't sure what you were gonna get. But yeah, it's not very high on the list.
No.
Jesus. Fucking monstrous there as well.
Yeah.
No pun intended. Like,
Yeah.
Like Jericho's 6'2", 6'3", something like that, I think. Like,
yeah.
Tiny there. Like,
Yeah.
It's him and Takamichi Noku, same height. Like, compared to Kane at least, anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I never liked this version of Jericho's tights. I'll say that.
Yeah.
They were just too generic for me this time.
I agree.
I get it, he changed the colour and that, but it did look very much like he was still wearing his WCW Cruiserweight shit. Like,
I feel like he could have borrowed them off Dean Malenko or Lance Storm, or like any one of those could have worn those tights, and you'd been like, yeah, those are his tights.
similar to like even Eddie at the time, like, just take the word Latino off the back of Eddie's tights, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like,
Are you gonna sit up, dude?
well, not yet. It's only on 4. Teddy forgot to count.
Oh no, he's rolling. He's rolling. Without. I love how, no one ever sells the fact that punching a mask hurts.
Well, no,
like
because it's not a gimmick mask.
Yeah.
It's not like he's got like a steel plate in the front of it or something. Like,
yeah.
It's just a leather mask. Like,
well, is it leather or is it like
leather.
plastic?
That was leather.
That one was leather.
Yeah, that issue, that was leather on that one. Yeah.
That fucking doesn't look it. Like I'm happy to accept that it is,
yeah.
but it looks.
It's the gloss and shine they put on.
Oh, like it. What is it with you and your knee?
I think it's just instinct for him.
Fucking.
Got away from it. Like,
Yeah,
but have you ever seen Taker try to twist the face?
No.
I have a few times. he turns it into a neck breaker. He doesn't know how to move, like, because he just instantly spins it. So
I understand his feeling. I understand his feeling. I'm not understanding how it works.
It's like it's just funny.
For those of you who don't know, I can't get my head around the Crossroads neck breaker. I've seen it 1,000 times, and I'm like, I like to think of how to sell a move, like how to take it, and I just keep looking and going, for some reason, it just doesn't process. I can't. Yeah, if you ask me to give the move to someone or receive the move, I wouldn't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do, and it's like trying to explain the offside rule to me. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. It has been explained to me about 135 times.
If it helps, it's changed about 134 now, so...
No, right. Actually does help a little.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, it's probably I've seen the Crossroads obviously done by a variety of people.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that makes sense. Like...
Disqualification.
No, there's no DQ in a Royal Rumble match. You doubt the Royal Rumble.
Ah, shit.
I can't wait till we actually watch an era where WCW where it is a disqualification as well going over.
Yeah.
It'll be fucking hilarious for you just to sit there and watch.
I can't wait to watch a retro Royal Rumble in January.
Yeah. I haven't actually spun for that one yet, so we won't be able to give you any tease of what year.
No.
Only thing
No
tease.
Yeah.
That it will be a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, well, there'll be two because we'll watch the Monday,
because it'll be the retro one and the two Monday ones.
Oh well, yeah. Well, I mean like the pay-per-view Royal Rumble, not just the match.
Yeah, we're not at the point yet where we can do bonus shows.
Yeah, we don't have a he got a bicycle warm up like he got a tricycle.
We're not on Patreon or anything like that, so there's
yeah,
no for you guys.
Yeah,
right, frankly, because it doesn't warrant it right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because we'll have the 2021 Royal Rumble, and we'll have whatever retro one.
Which I'm going to put a rule in for the retro one will be 90s.
Yeah, that works for me because
it's only spin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll get some decent ones out of that.
Well, doesn't that go from like? Is it like from 87 to no? So it's 90s. So yeah, so 1990 to 1999.
Yeah.
Go on, you strong boy! Go on, you strong boy! You're a big, strong Canadian boy. Go on! You can do it! He did it! He did it! Strongest Canadian!
Well,
you beautiful mother Canucka!
He's the strongest Canadian since Dino Bravo.
Strongest Canadian! He's doing his job, King. If you were a real king, you'd know that.
Suzuki-san would. After he laughed at the pain that was caused.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just because his hand was up doesn't mean that he fucking got up. Like,
yeah. And the other thing as well is, and the other thing about this is, think about how huge a win this is.
Yeah. For 2000 era, like going into 01 Jericho, yeah, it's a huge.
Yeah, and not just that, but winning in a last man standing match.
After he'd lost one against Triple H, I think only a few months earlier.
Yeah.
And think about the year that 01 will be for Jericho, though. It'll be a breakout year like any other. Like.
Yeah, absolutely.
In 01, Jericho not only becomes Intercontinental Champion again, he has the tag team with Benoit, he has the Stone Cold Steve Austin feud during that run. Obviously, he has the Rock feud, the Alliance. He's a major part of that, and then not of the Alliance, but of the Angle. And then in a year's time from this pay-per-view, he beats Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night to become the first ever undisputed champion.
Yeah. Just fucking amazing.
Huge year. No, so I rhymed that up. Hello. don't know what I'm more excited about, the original puppies or the coach.
The coach. It's my boy.
Oh.
No, Mick Foley. That's a lot of peas.
Got a man on a night out.
Magnificent. You know, I do.
Passionate better than anyone else.
Mick Foley is my favorite promo guy of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. When people talk about like the Mount Rushmores of promos, for me, Mick Foley is always number one.
It's Shawn.
It is Shawn Michaels.
I forgot this was an era where Shawn would just randomly appear now. Like.
Yep. It's weird watching this kind of era of Shawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like because he isn't quite in that redemption kind of phase of his life yet.
Was what? Well, no, I think he was in that stage now.
Yeah.
Or he was heading into. He was not far from it. Because
yeah, he was heading into it.
Because like he'd met his wife at this point, and so he met with.
Yeah,
her,
but
it would have been like.
He didn't start until after the birth of his kid.
I know. I'm trying to see if the tattoos there on his arm. It isn't. So maybe
yeah.
Cameron's not there. Cameron's not being born yet. That was Cameron. What was
yeah, because that's what led.
Yeah, well, that's what led to the redemption and finding himself because he was looking after him one
yeah.
day, wasn't he? And he had
absolutely
a horrible moment that he goes into his book about.
Yeah, which we don't need to investigate, but yeah, but it is good. It's a good read.
For me, Shawn, what was always weird for me, never mind what era Shawn, was he would always, if he had his hair out and you could tell he just had it like wearing, he'd always put the bobble on his two fingers on his hand, and it was never like just a black bobble, like sometimes I'd tie my beard up with or whatever.
Yeah,
like it was just a tie strap, for lack of a better word. It was always a proper, like, girly, like, fluffy bobble that you would, like, like...
By the way, I just had a quick look up. It was 2002.
Right, there you go. But wow, that really wasn't long before you got back into the business, then.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I think he had dabbles here and there, hadn't he?
Yeah, so basically it went 2002, he had become born again, and it was after praying to God about the idea of going back into the business when he was asked. He said that he had a dream where he felt like God had spoken to him, talked to his wife about it, and his wife said, it sounds like something you got to do. It's in his book. So then he went into
the Triumphs, I believe the book is called.
Yes, fantastic book. Don't get me wrong, he was a massive cunt, but he is...
I think you'll find no one more willing to admit that Shawn Michaels was a massive cunt, other than maybe Jim Cornette, than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels I genuinely think right now Shawn Michaels looks back at that era of his career and cringes.
But it's so
Shawn
good when you...
Does not.
Oh, wow! Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bull Buchanan!
Look at the size of Bull and Godfather there, though.
Godfather is one of those deceptively big guys.
I mean, even now he looks huge because he does work out, but not to the point he does. But here we go. I love this on SmackDown. I watched this. And I loved it. Old White Sox.
All White Sox. Reminds me of how I once a teacher threatened to give me detention once because I wore white socks over black shoes.
I mean, it is a fashion misnomer.
First of all, I was at school, not a fucking catwalk. Oh, get rowdy!
Get rowdy! Look at Truth as K-Quick.
Yeah!
What the fuck is going on with Dog's hair?
we don't question it.
I mean, Truth should have questioned that. I like how Truth recently said that he was found by Road Dogg in Memphis. Because he was in Memphis, and Road Dogg was down there doing some work. And Road Dogg found him and saw his rap and like dancing and that, and went, "Yo, we gotta get you on main TV." And like, and then he turns around and says, he goes, "And I think I want you to be my partner." And he was like, "I was brand new, like 6 months into the business," and it was like, and Road Dogg's here going, "I want you to be my partner on Raw." He goes, "No, like nobody does that." Like, so he says he thanks Road Dogg for a lot of things because obviously Road Dogg was put in with TNA as well. So Road Dogg got whatever. Road Dogg got whatever, and entered TNA when it was in its fucking early days of Asylum, and then Quick was released in I think maybe early 02.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's fighting for the fucking NWA World Championship win. Alright, bro.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, the career that he's had is just absolutely incredible. And it was like, man, I've never really thought about what the relationship between R-Truth and Road Dogg would be like in the modern era. You know, like...
I mean, Truth says he's like still a great friend. That was vicious.
Yo, anybody see D-Lo's face? I think it's in like the 5th row.
If it's not, check Bo's boot.
Check under your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here comes the good train.
Oh, Bubba.
The Hope train.
Jesus Christ, what happened there? Everything went from high low, I just seen Bubba just smash his way through. Like, I don't think he's hit anything that hard since Velvet Sky. That was a sexual reference, not a violent reference.
Yes.
Just to clarify, I was making a sex joke, not a domestic joke. Because Bubba Ray, a.k.a. Bully Ray, as far as I know, is in a relationship with Velvet Sky still.
Yes, he is.
And good on Bully Ray. Just... well done, son. Well done. Like... I know it wasn't in top cough, because that never became a thing, but fucking hell, Bubba. Like... I'm going to tell you this right now. ECW era Bully Ray is not getting Velvet Sky, because she's very young. But...
oh, of course! Amazing! That's amazing!
That actually gives me flashbacks to ECW. Because Bubba, before he turned heel, was this happy-go-lucky, stuttering Dudley.
Yeah.
Him and Blue Meanie used to do the Mirror Man fucking dance, where they looked exactly the same thing. Everything cracked me up because I was sitting there going, how is Bubba not just cracking up right now? Because I know that Meanie is quite good with stuff like that, but Bubba is someone who does break a lot.
Yeah. I also like the variation of the elbow drop. Rather than just
Yeah.
both landing, they jump to swap sides. That's a nice little cool touch.
I mean, there was no problem for Truth. Dog wasn't so sure.
Wah! Fucking Jesus Christ!
That's gotta hurt.
Jim Ross, I could never do that, not even in junior high. It's like, Jim, I have no trouble believing that.
I'm right there with you, Jim.
Ooh, that was just vicious from Edge there.
Very clever, though.
Oh, very clever.
Great placement of the boot.
Yep.
Oh, here we come with the jokes.
Oh no, not the armpit punch.
You know that would hurt.
So I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to remember the English language. I'll get it in a moment.
It's alright.
I've only been speaking it for around about 33 years. I should get this right at some point.
When did you have your first word? Oh, you
I
did.
don't actually remember when I said my first word.
Well, no one does, mate. Like,
No, because there's a difference between my first word and when was I first able to speak.
only boss can do that, guys.
Right, okay, so basically what happened was I eventually had to be taken to a speech therapist because I wouldn't talk.
Oh, not that.
And they kept showing me cards with words on them, and I just wouldn't speak. And then one day, she showed me a card that had ambulance on it, and with almost a sigh, she went, "And what's this one?" I went, "Ambulance." And she went, "What?" And I was like, "Ambulance. It's an ambulance." And she's like, "Well, what's this one?" I was like, "Bike, car, whatever." And she's like, "Great book." I went, "You know I can speak, right?" And they're like, "What? Wait." And I went, "Yeah, I just have nothing to say." That's what I said as a child.
It's such a pretentious thing.
Yeah, I literally went, "I just have nothing to say." As a kid, I didn't want to. As a kid, I didn't want to speak. I just had nothing to say.
Well, it's better to be quiet, to remain silent and let everyone think you are a fool, than to speak and let everyone and to prove it.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. The original one is better to be silent and have everyone think you're a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah.
So basically, exactly what you said. You know, like you mean in the modern day way where people actually understand, instead of trying to sound all fancy. But yeah, as a kid, I just didn't want to speak. But the problem is, she then retired and went to Australia, and we kind of think that I was responsible for that because then I wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Wow.
It's kind of like one of those, "Oh, you want me to speak, motherfucker? Okay."
Careful what you wish for.
Yep, and I've never shut up since.
There's moments.
Oh god, yes.
Where you...
And in times where I probably should have.
Yeah, it's certainly them as well, mate.
Yeah.
I went to a speech therapist because I had a stutter and a lisp, and she's done wonders with that, as you can tell.
But you have a nice voice, you know. You've got a good like.
My mouth was too big for my fucking body, I think. The lisp is from the tongue. Your tongue is too big for your mouth, but my teeth are fucking.
Some people like that.
Yeah, they do.
I'm sure that served you well.
It never served me badly.
I've heard. I've seen the expression on certain people's faces when I've seen them in the morning.
Yeah, that's 6 months. That's 6 months or so you lived with me with a fucking eye opener, wasn't it?
Put it this way, I was never a non-believer, but I certainly was a believer. I certainly was.
They're gonna kill him.
Oh no. They couldn't decide what to do.
They went old school, a shoulder breaker.
Oh, Jesus!
That's Road Dogg right into your living room there, guys.
Oh! Add one to the goofy counter there.
I do love that.
Yeah. Oh, this.
I just did so much my headphones fell off.
No. Here we go. In the name of the Father, Son, the Holy Motherfucking Spirit.
Wow.
I I always love the what. That's my favorite part of the whole thing. It isn't the Devon or the get tables. It's the what. It's like yes.
Devon believing in the gimmick.
Yeah.
Can't put him through it once, so you might as well just batter him with one.
Yep.
Go on, Dudley Device. Oh, I'm really coming through that.
Boom!
What a day.
What a day. Yes, what a day.
That might have been the slowest, like, slide out of the ring when he's been pulled from that I've ever seen.
Yeah. 30! Oh, wait, no!
There's variation. He couldn't quite get the cut.
It was nice, though. Nice little, you know, pay dirt. Elevated pay dirt. I like it.
Little Jimmy.
Oh, here we go! There's your 3D right there, motherfucker!
He nearly missed that as well. Oh, what's going on, Edge?
The most enthusiastic self-inflicted teabagging!
I always love the fact that, like, Devon kind of floats his way down. Like,
yeah.
He never looks like he's gonna, like, finally jump. He just...
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That was... Spear! Uno! Dos! No tres for you!
No tres for you. You can have uno or dos. No tres.
I always get reminded of, like, one of my favorite bad jokes. Like, have you ever heard the Spanish magician? He says, I will now make myself vanish. Uno, dos! And then he disappeared without a trace.
Actually, Chrissy, I forgot that.
Yeah.
RTC retained this. Should have known after all the 3Ds and that they'd sneak out of a fucking victory.
Yes, the RTC, as we all know, stands for Rightful Tag Champions. Right? That's what it means, right?
I thought Velvet Sky nailed Bubba Ray Dudley. I don't believe in beating a dead horse when it's dead. I believe beating it until it comes back alive again.
That's called CPR, kids.
I don't know who's
You're
got.
not.
I don't know who's got better cleavage.
Yeah.
So do you, bitch. Kinda. Just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Quote Bill Murray, one of my favorite Bill Murray tunes. Meatballs, guys. Watch it. It's an underrated classic.
Yep.
You will, actually, on about, I think at this point, 10 more occasions.
She's a little wet.
You've just sent him out without him strapping up his knee brace properly.
Yep.
Why won't you think about someone else, Steph?
She was thinking about what was going to happen to him when he got home. You could just see the look in her eye there.
I can imagine what's going to happen to him when he gets
Why do you do this to me?
What I love is that you're just getting more and more angry with each one they show.
The only thing that's helping me is the fact is that Mick Foley isn't in the match. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Chris Benoit match.
It's the one.
So,
Really good.
yeah. So, if you didn't want to watch it, I can't help you.
Yeah, we can't recommend skipping ahead because you'd lose.
Yeah, you'll be able to sing, but maybe if you're not a big fan of it, maybe this is the opportunity to go for a piss break, get yourself another drink or whatever. But if you want to see what is probably going to be some pretty good wrestling, stick around. Either way, no judgment on our part.
Or maybe take this have an opportunity to see yourself towards our social media. So you'll follow me at Geek Streams, GW3K STREAMS, and Boss at SteveJones313. Don't at him, follow him.
Don't at him. Yeah.
Or maybe maybe see yourself towards a beautiful merchandise that we have available as well at redbubble.com. That's geekking.redbubble.com. GW3K KNG.redbubble.com.
Merry Christmas. But Billy Gunn was always impressive talent. Like, whether you're talking about physique, in-ring work, mic work, whatever.
Mic work?
He had some decent stuff on the mic. I think his problem is he didn't know how to rein it in. I think he got lost sometimes. But he could be charismatic.
Oh, he's charismatic, but I wouldn't say he had good mic work. I would say he shouted, if you don't like that, we've got 2 words for you, suck it a lot. He showed his arse a lot. He had some memorable promo, he's not even in it.
There's like examples, there are examples in other companies as well. I'm not saying he's one of the best of all time. I'm just saying if he'd been given like some proper guidance to hold it in, he could have been really, really good on the mic. But because the most important thing you need to have for mic skills is charisma. You need to be able to have that charisma, otherwise you're dead in the water. But charisma alone isn't going to give you those mic skills. That's just like the foundation. It's like you can have all the fitness genes you want, but if you ain't going to work it and utilize those genes, you're never going to have that impressive physique. It's the same principle. You can have that phrase, which I hate, God-given talent, all you fucking like, but if you're not honing it, it means nothing.
Yeah, I know you're not a fan of the God-given talent part of it, because you don't believe that the whole God thing.
It's not the God thing. It's literally because I feel like it takes the credit away from the person who has those skills. It's like it assumes that they did nothing to earn stuff.
I get that, but there is a certain thing of, and you've said there, if you don't hone the talent, then it's just wasted.
Yes.
And I've seen that in NFL players, I've seen that in wrestlers, I've seen that in everywhere.
Yeah.
But like for me, like my thing is that I hate when an artist says like, the artist gets a lot of, physically drawing artists, that is. How did you get so good? Practice. Fuck you. Yes, you practiced and you did a lot of work, but some of that is just the ability to be able to draw. I do not have that ability.
No.
I don't have the ability at all to draw. I've tried. The best I can do is shitty little doodles, and that is me saying this shit.
I think the problem
an artist has an ability to draw that they then practice and practice and practice to the point they get to the point where people are going, man, I wish I could draw like you. That's my problem. Singing is the same. Some people can sing, and then they choose a style or choose whatever, and they make it to the point they are. I can't carry a note in a fucking bucket.
Right. You can train anyone to sing. You just need to understand the vocal. Like, here's the thing, because I don't want to get to know, because you know me, I'm a vicious little bastard, when I think I'm right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I am right, I'm saying I think I'm right. So I'm not going to get into this, but here's what I'll say. I substitute the phrase God-given talent for potential. Because for me, potential carries a different weight. It's like, you can have all the advantages that you want. Like, as a singer, I have the advantage over you in that I just seem to have a natural understanding of my vocal cords and what I can do. I've not had to be trained to understand that, but because I've had training, I can do more than I would have been able to do on my own. But there are some people who have all this potential where they could be good, and because they don't hone it, because they don't train it, because they don't explore it, they either never become anywhere near as good as they could be, or they actually lose that which they had, through, perceived God-given talent.
Yeah.
So I tend to use the term potential because you can lose it just as much as you can be like have it. Like God-given talent for me, it's just there's a strong kind of implication that you didn't put any effort into it whatsoever. It's why I don't like the term. If a person wants to say to themselves that they have God-given talent, that's up to them. Like if that's, but if somebody says to me, like with my singing or my writing, oh, that's God-given talent, I feel insulted because it's like I worked on that, But I don't blame anybody if they choose to use that term for themselves, and if that's how they want to see things, fair enough. It's just for me personally, I don't use that term.
No. I mean, the thing I'll say about potential, and we can move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That, there's a famous saying by, I believe, JR,
Yeah.
about a wrestler who had all the potential in the world.
Uh-huh.
It was Lex Luger. Never has a man ever made more money from potential. Because he's one of the ones that every promoter will say, how on earth did he not hit what he should have done? It's because, as you say, people probably could have telling him, that's God-given, man. You've got this ability. And he made millions of dollars on the fucker.
Yes. It's that point where you're getting paid for what you could be and not being paid for what you are.
Exactly. Someone who, if anything, he's one of those ones who never quite lived up to the potential that he was paid for.
No. Sure, I mean, surely the biggest example was the whole Lex Express thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably where JR started saying it, because
like
you spent a year building up to be the greatest thing ever, and then you haven't beat Yoko at SummerSlam. Actually,
although
I think you have a draw with Yoko, and it just goes flat. And you could blame the booking decision on that. But
absolutely.
But I also think that Lex never connected with a northern crowd, and in '93 it was very much while it was a worldwide company, it was still very much New York because of the financial situation of the company. They were in the New York area, basically.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you there.
But at the same time, I'm the first one to defend Lex in that aspect of saying, yeah, he didn't work in New York, but look what he did down south.
Yeah.
Like in Atlanta, he was fucking God for a little while.
Yeah. But this is the good thing, right? Because what I like about our dynamic is that you can look at this like a lot of because obviously my biggest issue with Lex Luger has got nothing to do with what he did in ring, but it's like you can look at a lot of stuff, and you're like the kind of perfect person to talk, and not that I ever want to. I don't want to dedicate any time to it, but you're the perfect person. If we were to ever do an episode about like Chris Benoit or something like that, you are one of the perfect people for that, because you could go, all right, let me look at this from not a statistical point of view, but as like, look, these are a matter of fact, dispassionate.
Yeah.
Like, whereas I come from it from, I could talk like that, but I am the emotional.
You have very emotional. Great. You have
I'm a very
separating on
yes
business to what may or may not have happened.
It could be argued that I'm the kind of person that helped kill kayfabe, because I'm very emotional. If I know someone is you'll never get me to cheer Randy Orton from the time when he was being I could cheer for my precious Randall Keith Orton until I realized the shit he would do backstage. I can only appreciate him now because of the fact that he's toned the fuck down. But I'll never like hardcore fucking Holly. No matter how much you paid him as the babyface, when I saw what he did at Matt Capitelli, I was like, fuck you. And so because I can't separate the character and the person playing them, you could argue that it's one of those reasons. I'm one of those people that helped kill kayfabe. But I think
when you came around though, as a fan,
yes,
you were already into the e-fedding world and everything like that.
Yes.
So you've been on the internet for as long as there's been internet.
Yes.
Where you came into a fan very much having this not understanding anything like that, but you never had a kayfabe era.
Yeah, because I was already in the kind of booking era, because e-fedding was what it was. It was, for those who don't know, so e-fetting, basically, when the internet became more home accessible, like 1994, 1996, what started online was something called e-fetting, where you would play a wrestler and you would send role players via email, eventually moving on to forums, chat boards and stuff like that. And you would basically cut promos and stuff like that. And at the end of the week or whatever, whoever of the two opponents had the best promos cumulatively would win the match, and you'd have a match writer who would write them all. Now, I was both a wrestler, quote unquote, or an e-fed wrestler, and an e-fed owner. I eventually became a booker and the owner of a company called TAC, where it would be my job to rate people's role players and then, write the results. But not only that, I would start coaching people how to write better, and how to write better role players. So I was a character called Steve the Warrior Jones. Before I was there, Rocky the Survivor Stevens. And I would teach people how to role play. I would teach people how to cut good promos and stuff like that. And that's where my love of the promo came from. My love of the promo came from the fact that I would be writing them all the time. And I was also one of the first people at e-fetting to write promos in the first person. Kind of like how The Rock refers to himself as The Rock. But what I would do is I would write all my role players as if I was telling someone a story. Like a How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. It's like I wouldn't talk about what I was doing, what I am doing. I would talk about what I was doing. Like I walked down to the ring, the fans were chanting, that kind of thing. It was a very interesting era. But as Geek very rightly points out, that was essentially me booking matches, and then I would work with people, and rather than trying to just do a competitive writing competition, essentially, we were starting to try and write stories to entertain the other people involved. Well, that's what it is, it's writers writing these shows. So I do have a massive appreciation for the promo and the kayfabe, but yeah, Geek's right. I just don't. By the time I was in wrestling, I just didn't have the kayfabe thing. So it allows me to be.
My experience of wrestling has gone the whole way through it. I had, I guess, a traditional wrestling fan's journey.
Yes.
I was 2 years old. I watched my first wrestling show, and it was because someone sat me down and said, "Watch the big men fight," and then the Undertaker came out.
Yes.
So I've had that journey of being all the way through childhood, loving the business, loving everything, but believing that what happened on TV was what was happening in real life. The Undertaker really had supernatural powers and things like that. Shawn Michaels was a cocky dick, and Diesel was this cool big guy, and fucking Bret Hart was the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. It was one of those things that, and then I was about 10 years old when I kind of had a clue, but I was fully clued up to kayfabe not being and everything else. I was about 9 or 10 years old, and my uncle told me that he had lunch with The Rock, and he's a really nice guy, but on TV he's a dick. He was a heel.
He's a heel.
And he would tell me how he told me they don't actually bust each other open and shit like that. And I was like, well, do. And so I had an indication because obviously as you grow up you get clued in on things, and so I had a traditional journey, and even when I've known younger fans, I try and keep kayfabe alive for them. And Boss has seen this. When we've been at live events and there's little kids around, I'll try I'll have a bit of fun because I become a little kid at live events. It's ridiculous. I might have a few beers in me, but I am definitely still a little kid. I would cheer for who I want, and me and Boss went to see NXT. I think it's first UK tour, and that was Boss, believe it or not, 5 years ago. That was we watched NXT, and we had all of them, and obviously NXT's a bit of an older crowd, so the jokes were a bit better, but I was still just kayfabing the fuck out of people and stuff like that, and Boss told me afterwards that someone came up to him and said that was the most fun I've had at a show, thank you.
Yes.
And my response
I still have the photos from that.
And my response was, you should probably thank NXT.
Yeah.
That allowed me to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, it's just one of those things. I try and keep kayfabe as real as
Can
I
we
can.
can we talk about just how, like, just
Bang
how much damn there is in the ring right now?
Oh, I know, right? That referee's
Like, I mean, look.
I mean, Trish alone is so much damn. Like,
I know, but it's like you cannot put like these women in the ring and not have me notice that sweet baby ref. You know? But like you just like
you gotta recognize the zebras when you can, bro.
yeah. Because one must always respect the ref.
And at least obey the official.
Oh yes.
Whoa.
Obey the official.
I forget how good Molly Holly was.
I've never forgotten.
I don't even mean just how bang tidy she is. I mean just like.
Oh yeah.
Or is we're in Alabama, so it makes sense. Shout out to Uncle Conrad because Roll Tide. Then you got Ivory. At least I can say about Ivory is probably a little better. That's just my personal opinion, guys. It's got nothing to do with like rumors or shit like that. It's just
for me, the only thing I don't like is the fact that she has a tendency to be a bit of a loudmouth.
get a few wines in her, she's even worse.
Oh God, I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was like a dinner for three or so like that, but there was.
It was a dinner for free that pissed me off.
Yeah, it's just like I was like, I respect you, but shut the fuck up.
Yep. She took over the entire show. Like,
yeah,
it's really pissed me off.
To put it into wrestling terms, would you please shut the hell up?
Or we go full ECW. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Or if you want to go rock, know your role and shut your mouth.
For years I misquoted that.
What'd you say?
Shut your hole.
No, that works.
I thought it rhymed because everything the Rock did rhymed. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
It was shut your mouth the whole time.
Well, he's a big fan of the rhyme, the trailblazing, eyebrow raising, kind of stuff. Like he would always do that.
It was almost like he was emulating someone.
Yeah. Yeah. What was his?
Rider.
Yeah, because he'd always do the trailblazing, eyebrow raising, pie eating. That was it. Yeah, the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, and then the custom. Yeah, like the one I remember. Yeah, the one I remember the most is the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow. Oh, someone's about to lose their soul.
Look at the look on Bradshaw.
Oh, there's your fucking spine buster right there. Here it comes! Boosh!
Ooh, yeah.
Yep. Well, wouldn't you?
I'd still be on the floor trying to find my breath. Like,
yeah, just like,
I don't mean that isn't spelled BREATH. That's spelled BREF. Breath.
Just like, oh my God, what happened?
Oh. Yeah, let's get a pop.
Watch this again. Gagoosh!
I think it's worse when Bradshaw doesn't hit the floor. Like,
yeah, you can't sell what's just being given away. Oh, for fuck's sake! Stop doing this to me!
Holly had a look in her eyes. She about to get some dark meat. If you know what I'm saying. I would have McFoley made that noise.
Well, I doubt you shouted. I doubt you shouted Geronimo.
No, That's culturally insensitive.
Yes.
Oh, King just said that's culturally insensitive. The new world, guys.
It's a new day. Yes, it is. It's 2000, folks. Just roll with it.
Look at Kevin's face. He's just so sad he got to shut up. Jesus, you're a big man. The Rock would never allow those pimples on his face now.
No. I'm surprised he just hasn't started singing Sweet Home Alabama yet.
Possibly. Getting goosebumps here. I'm wearing a jumper as well.
It's like you could try copying his promo style and it just wouldn't work.
I wouldn't, for no one other than Rock.
Yeah. Which brings me to a point as well. It's like, you know, we talked through some of the promos, but the two that we just kind of shut the fuck up and listened to were The Undertaker and The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, because Taker didn't make many promos in this age, you know, he fought on
Rock, he was the promo.
Exactly, you know, here's the thing as well, the Rock, though, is just, he captivates you.
Yeah. He is
points in time, he just has you where he wants you.
Yeah. It is essentially almost literally the most electrifying man in all of entertainment.
Yeah, I mean,
like if there was anyone that embodied and personified electricity, it's The Rock, you know. Stone Cold Steve Austin, it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin was the man we wanted to live vicariously through. The guy who, if he didn't like something, he fucking just call it out, beat the shit out of it, and move the fuck on. The Undertaker,
he had a beer, and he was allowed to do it.
Yeah, The Undertaker was the guy who was our version of a superhero, because it was The Undertaker who made us want to, like, if we wanted someone to get their ass whooped and we didn't have Austin, we wanted The Undertaker.
Oh, and
you know?
As much as we joke about it as well, like with Teddy Long, there was a reason he had people fight The Undertaker. Like,
yeah, he was the measuring stick. He was.
That, if you were going around saying, I ain't scared of shit. They went, you ain't scared of Taker? Their ass dropped out. Well, maybe Taker.
And to quote him in fucking, I think 2003, the way I say it, I get first dibs at young blood.
02, sorry,
yeah. The Rock, but The Rock, when it comes to, like, The Rock was the guy who could make any situation go from dull to electrified. Like, if it's like Austin could cut a promo with anybody, and you'd be like, I'm waiting to see that guy get his ass whooped. Yeah. But if you had someone like Santino Marella, if you had in fact, you could pick any wrestler on the fucking face of the earth. Don't even do it. Let's say fucking Joey Janela. Joey Janela's in the ring. You've never heard of him, and The Rock decides, I'm doing a promo with you. You're like, who's this Joey Janela guy? Because The Rock is doing a promo.
Point in time.
Yeah.
One, you're going to remember who the fuck Joey Janela is if you've never heard of him before.
Yes.
Two, The Rock's going to bury his career. Like,
Yeah, but it's like
Rock would raise you up just so he could dare you a bit. Like,
yeah, but it's like, but of course, it boils down to the fact that again, I will always say that this is not my. Y'all should think this. This is Stephen. This is the personal world of Steve Jones 313. And as I said, on my Mount Rushmore, Mick Foley is my first draft pick. And it's because Mick Foley was never afraid to put his opponent above him.
yeah.
And he totally embraced the idea of like, you are a better wrestler than me, no doubt. You are a better technician than me, no doubt. You know, and I'm going to bleed, I'm going to be hurt, and I'm even going to be a little bit scared. But if you think that means you've got, you know, that this is going to be easy, fuck no, because what happens when you get a scared animal? It fucking bites back and it gnaws your fucking face off. And that was kind of like the whole Mick Foley thing of, it's like, I'm not, you know, in danger because I'm scared, is I am made more of a threat because of it, because I do what an animal does and I lash the fuck out. And you can out-wrestle me, you can outmaneuver me, but you will not outbleed me, you will not out-pain me, you will not out-barbarism me. And that's the thing about Mick Foley. It's like, Mick Foley could make you believe in the importance of something. If you need someone to go out there and explain how important something is, you get Mick Foley, because Mick Foley will have you converted by the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the 24/7 championship, I understand. Like that was like trying to get trying to move mountains on that one. You know, it's like you can only do so much, but it's like Mick Foley can convert the unconverted. You know.
What I'll say for Foley is
Yes.
I can't remember. Obviously, I've done my personal. We're going to do a TMO in the future, guys, of Mount Rushmore, various different ones.
Yes.
Hopefully, that'll be dropping sometime in the new year.
Yeah.
Depending on scheduling and how the world is.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is this: I don't think I put Foley on my personal Mount Rushmore promos. And that may have been just an oversight in my case, but obviously, you think the first four that come to mind, they must be the four.
There's only 4 spaces and so many potentials, though.
What I do love about Foley is that Foley was never scared to risk it.
Yes.
He would change his way of a promo, his style, or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
as much as it has been joked about in the past of Mick Foley generally becomes someone else when he's Cactus, Mankind, or Dude.
Yeah.
But you could see that in his promo.
Yes.
If you look at the Dude Love, it's funny, it's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Kip Cat, how's it going? You know, it's a throwback to a bygone age. Mankind was, and I mean, early Mankind was one thing. It was, you know, quiet in the boiler room, scary. It was, you know, creepy. You know, Uncle Paul. You know, that sort of thing. You know, like, and then he said, "Have a nice day," and it was almost like you felt nervous. Why wouldn't I have a nice day? To later, Mick Foley was funny. Like later, Mankind was funny. He was. You know, he was a guy who just wanted to have a good time. You know, he called Vince Pop the daddy for a while, and like, and you know, and then him and The Rock changed things completely. You know, to a completely different style of Mick. But Cactus Jack in ECW was his pinnacle Mick Foley. You know, it is for me, like at least.
Yeah.
Because Cactus went from being, "I'm going to burn you," and like, all the things you said.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn you. I'm gonna beat you. I'm more violent than you. How are you gonna stop a man who can go through so much pain and then still keep coming? To these anti-hardcore promos.
Yes.
And the ones that stick in my mind isn't even the Kane Dewey one.
Yeah.
Which I still have a problem saying that name. But is the ones where he would go, "I'm a hardcore," and he'd be doing the most like anti-hardcore things ever. Like for me, the ones that really got me like that made me laugh, but also I understood what was going on, was he was going around a carousel at a park.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is like, you know, like the horses and everything else on them, and like merry-go-rounds, we call them. And he's on one of them with his daughter holding Noelle's hand, and Noelle was really small at this time. And he's going, "I'm hardcore, I'm hardcore, I'm hardcore." And then he went on to like, he was on a swing set, just swinging by himself, going, "I'm hardcore, I'm hardcore."
Yeah.
And then he'd go in the ring and he'd have an anti-hardcore match where like they would, you know, they'd be chanting for tables, blood, violence, ECW as we know it. and the first thing that would happen was he put a headlock on for 10 minutes.
Yeah. By the way, that's still a beautiful belt.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Like I say, and you do that, but like the best thing was that as he's putting the headlock on, he's going, I'm hardcore. Like, it's just, we're actually going to get the proper entrance. Because, yes, this is actually the first time he uses rolling, I think. Oh, no. It is, but video is what it's saying.
Yeah.
They haven't quite edited it yet, but yeah. The first time he uses rolling is on this pay-per-view, which is ironic because he doesn't actually...
Yeah, I love how beforehand though it was just like I know you'd be loving this radio edit.
Well, yeah, because you used the American Badass.
American Badass. Watch me here. You can roll with Rocky. You can radio edit.
But the best thing about that is that not on the network.
Yeah.
Because they use you're gonna pay. Because despite the fact that Kid Rock's a Hall of Famer, he hasn't given the rights for them to use it. Else, but it is what it is. So I mean, but I think personally, you know me, anyone knows me. My personal Hall of Fame promo guy, number one on the list is the Metal Dean Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
And that's purely because to me, very much like Rocky, Dusty brought heart and this unbelievable charisma to him.
Yeah, if I may add to your point there, Dusty. This is how great Dusty Rhodes is, right? As you know, like I'm getting my partner more and more into wrestling, and the biggest thing is through promos. Yeah. Like she loves the in-ring stuff.
People into.
Yeah, but I showed her the Dusty Rhodes reach out. My hand is touching your hand. And the goosebumps she felt. Like I'm getting goosebumps now just doing my bad imitation of it. But it's like it's like it still reaches your soul today, and I know that
there's something just it's generational. It's beyond everything. Dusty Rhodes is one of those guys that could just grab your soul, grab your heart, wrap it up, and have you with him wherever you wanted to.
Yeah.
And he's now going to give you it back. But it was just the American Dream was for everybody.
By the way, Disturbed, you magnificent bastards.
Yeah, I love Austin.
Yeah. Get inside the death cell.
God damn you, bud. And he hands him to Taker. Like.
Yeah.
Like he hands him to the dead man and says to go, yeah, you take him. I'll take trips. And then we'll let the Samoans fight each other. Like, a family reunion.
Yep.
And this deserves something special, so let's reach over here, reach out and touch base.
Nice.
I don't know, little treat for myself here, boss. This will mean more to you than it will mean to the rest of the viewers.
Yeah.
Pound root beer. I love root beer, send me root beer.
Yep.
Virgil's or A&W, send me it. And if you want an address and you're legit about it, at Geek Streams.
Cheers to Hell in a Cell.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah. Now, if anyone's wondering who made this replica belt, it was apparently GMR 99. So, fair play to you guys. Is
it doing better than the European one?
The European one needs to be repainted, admittedly. But there it is, it's now there. But I've figured out the kind of metal it is, so I can now get the right paints for it. This one's actually fine. This one's actually not bad at all. I think...
I would like to say as well, boss, my Rattlesnake WWE Smoking Skull belt that you got me is lovely on my wall, so it's doing very well.
Ah, yes.
Not in the studio, because different wall.
Yeah, different wall.
Not allowed to hang things in the studio in case,
No. Very different.
In case it no longer becomes a studio.
No. But yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's definitely... I remember, being a kid, I always wanted a replica belt, and I had toy belts when Logan was growing up, because that was when we first started getting them.
I think I got one when I was really, really like young. So
Yeah.
It was like a blue strap foam on my with like a painting him on each of us. And I also had I had a wrestling buddy as well when I was a kid. I had the the Ultimate Warrior one, which I defaced because it was DX NWO era.
I genuinely thought you meant a friend that you wrestled with.
No, I had them as well.
Because I was about to say I did.
But yeah, I had one of those old school like blushes that the wrestling buddy.
I mean, that's one of the good things about this year, though. You know, for all the shit that happened this year, I did drop about 200 pounds of dead weight.
He wishes he was 200.
Yeah. Although I do have, that's one of the challenges I have for us, because one of the belts I really like the design of is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. But I refuse to buy it until I've hit £205.
There you go.
It's a challenge for me. One of my weight goals, by the way, isn't like, because I try not to focus too much on numbers. One of my weight goals is to be able to wear belts around my waist properly. Like, that's my thing, you know, that's how I envision it, you know, because I'm a big, like, and there might be some people who are like, you know, replica belts, what the fuck, and I'm like, you know what, I didn't really get to do all that shit when I was a kid, so you can damn well bet I'm doing it now. I don't give a shit, you know, I'm telling you that one day there will be a geek belt, there will be a Steve belt, there will be a mystery producer belt. I swear to God, I will save that motherfucker up, and we will make them.
I mean, it's not like you haven't got enough logos to use for the Geek King one, is it? Like,
no, not enough.
You got enough side plates. You got enough for fucking...
I mean, let's face it. The Stage on Slim 1-3 one lends itself quite well to it as well, you know. Oh, there we go. There's the Rock with the slaps. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal.
Especially now. Oh, what a Samoan drop!
The Rock Samoan drops are underrated.
They are.
Although admittedly, I am aware that the term underrated is an overused term.
Underrated. Listen, I'm very much a wrestling fan era of overkill is underrated. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to see an Inferno match? You're damn skippy. I want to see an Inferno match.
Well, we will.
Do you want to see me in a match? You want to see me watch a match where the ring is on fire and they promise that one guy will go in it? Of fucking course I do.
Well, you know, TLC.
Yeah, I think TLC has been not necessarily overkill, but
we're really glad that you're our friends. This is a friendship that will never ever end.
Yeah, only I could choose to do NXT with a great show at NXT and then go, damn, I should have done WWE this time as well, because that card's kind of stacking up. I mean, honestly, a 2020 TLC is kind of stacking nicely.
When is TLC? Is it the 20th or the 27th, or is it January?
It is the...
so it's this Sunday?
Yeah, so as we're recording
well,
it's Sunday, yes.
Yeah. You know, well, no, because we're live.
I never said that.
Sorry, it's a Craig Ferguson joke. So I loved it on the Late Late Show. He does go, no, we can't reshoot it. It's live.
Yeah.
You know, it's like coded months in advance.
I do love Craig Ferguson.
Yes.
Seriously, just Google yourself or YouTube
yes.
yourself. Craig Ferguson, and what you want is Craig Ferguson with female guests.
Oh yes, not lying, like 100% true. In my other browser right now, I have a video that says Irina Shayk, Aisha Tyler, Lindsay Sloan, and Jennifer Beals flirt with Craig Ferguson compilation.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This may say a lot about me or just the way I'm hearing things. But
Geeks hung like a horse. Oh, that's not what you were going to say. Oh, sorry.
No, you're supposed to... we've had this discussion before. I do that, and as I'm about to do it, you segue smoothly into a pay-per-view promo.
No, because the thing that I stop you doing is the Farouk song.
Well, yeah, I didn't do it before, see? I was good.
Yeah, you were a very good boy, and I'm very proud of you.
I was more marking out the fact that Bradshaw looked like he was going to kill some motherfuckers. Like,
yeah.
But,
what do you mean like he was going to kill someone? He did.
He did take his breath.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I didn't hear you say browser there.
Yeah?
You said browser. And if I can use a line from another comedian.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, have you heard the news about Pornhub?
I mean, is this what we're doing now?
Hey, don't take this the wrong way, but you brought it up.
You brought it up. I heard you say it.
But no, apparently they've now removed all user content. You now have to be purely verified if you want to put stuff on, just to protect them from bullshit and stuff like that.
All right, fair play.
Yeah. So there you go. Welcome back to wrestling, everybody. I'm CJ213, along with your host, Geek King.
Look at that. It's going right around the fucking cell.
I think I feel more sorry for his hands.
I'm sorry for Austin.
Ah! No, sorry. I know that was sorry time, but my momentarily paused. It was like, take a moment alone, so it was like, ah!
Well, we've had it before.
Yes, we have.
But, you know, not a full house today, so better internet connection.
Yeah. Yeah. I was having issues last night because my hub was updating its firmware.
Yeah, we had that the other day.
Yeah. It's like, alright, just randomly out of nowhere.
Austin just fucking balls.
Oh.
Sack of potatoes.
Sounded exactly like a fish hitting your car windshield. Just.
I love how you know that sound. Don't do it, trips. Nah, yeah. That's it, game over. Everyone go home.
Nope.
Damn it, Rocky. Just save Boston fucking misery if it was over there.
Yeah.
Although, can you imagine how disappointed the crowd would be?
Of course.
Oh.
What a DDT! Fucking like air.
It was fucking perfect. Like,
yeah. Here you go. We're gonna
selling, man. Oh,
woo!
and I think
I love the angle slam.
love that Dolph does it as well.
So does Randall. Oh, what a stunner!
There's not even just Randall and Dolph, and then Roddy Strong obviously does it in NXT.
Yeah. Oh shit!
You just make it, homie.
You done it now! Done made a big mistake. We're gonna get copyright content because I'm just too good. It's. Oh no! Oh Jesus! Fucking hell, man! No. He's been through enough! He's already dead! I'm worried about his fingers!
What I love is that I if people are watching this, obviously you're jumping around whatever else you usually do. But in my head, I'm just listening to you and envisioning you doing the Colton when he thinks that Lewis killed someone. Just running through the studio.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
No.
All I'm going to say is, like, because I remember watching this pay-per-view, and my reactions were very much the same. Like, just like, it was pretty much the count, like, oh, the guy is dead. Oh, the Undertaker spot.
Yep.
Lazarus feet, you motherfucker. Oh no, it's Rikishi. He's going to sit on you.
That would hurt. He's got a big ass.
Oh yeah. But it's like, I remember watching this going, Rikishi isn't going to win.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot the whole with the cane. Just like, that is the most badass anyone has ever looked on a truck like that. I'm sorry.
Has anyone ever looked more like a fucking like a honestly, that looks like full on like an 1800s fucking slave owner. Like, just on the back of a truck, just going, right, boys, pull it down. I'm gonna stand here on my cane, looking good. This is how he's in the south as well, like. Dumbasses.
Oh, that reminds me of was it Brock Lesnar wanted to get? Yeah, Brock Lesnar was trying to get into the Hell in a Cell. Heyman was trying to get the key, so Brock just literally just kicked the door off. I was like, "Yep, that'll do it."
That was Strowman versus Reigns a couple of years ago.
Yeah, although my favorite moment is the cell match the cage match. And Mark Henry's trying to get in, but they forgot to gimmick the chain. Yeah. So he literally had to rip it apart himself with actual brute strength. Yeah. I mean, which to me is like...
It took a lot longer than on TV. It took ages, but it was far more impressive.
Yeah, the fact that it wasn't gimmicked. Yeah, it's like,
oh, it's ridiculous, man. And now he thinks maybe not the door, maybe not use the hinges.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
From a structural point of view, it's just...
Yeah, I mean, I hate to bring physics into this situation, but...
Especially because it's wrestling, and physics don't exist in wrestling.
Yes.
And also, he's worried about the damage that's going to happen inside Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
If he pulls that sumbitch down...
Yeah.
That's going to land on top. That's gonna do more damage.
No.
That could practically kill them with them fucking girders on the top.
You know, Vince, you could have probably twatted him with your cane there, but you're just not forward thinking enough.
If he twats him with the cane, look what will happen. He'll fall. I generally thought that was JR for a moment. I was holding.
Yeah, so did I. So did I. You're not alone. I've always loved that concept as well of because you've hired the arena for the show, it's like I own the place. It's like, was it wasn't did Jesse Ventura at one point, he was in a thing, he was in the arena and Vince was being all whatever and Jesse went, you realize I'm the governor of this place, so you can fuck off.
It was the build up to SummerSlam 99 when he was a special guest referee. And Vince is like, well, I own this place because I'm the proprietor for the night. And Jesse goes, I think you'll find, Vince, that as the governor of the great state of Minnesota, I outrank you.
Yeah. I think you're fine, I outrank you. Yeah, it's like I just love the logic behind it. Cause obviously I've talked a lot about tropes in wrestling, which I don't like, but I just love that whole, this is my building. It's like, yeah, that's what an owner would say. You know, that's the kind of shit you do. It's like,
oh here we go.
Time for your close-up. Oh!
Vince is hoping that they gimmicked that.
It's like, you just cost me $1,000! It's like...
And Austin's like, I thought it was a bit more than that.
Yeah. I'm annoyed that's probably going to be the best McMahon impression I've ever done.
It generally looked like Triple H pointed for a spot there. I know he's just waving his arm, but then Austin must have thought of it the same thing.
It's kind of like, this isn't the point where Smarks would be like, I wonder what Triple H did to get told off like this.
Yeah.
They're burying him.
Oh!
He did!
You can say that in this match, it's okay.
Yeah.
As boss is quickly going, can we?
Yes. At the time of recording, yes.
Right. Very good. Very well.
That's me knocking on wood.
What, was someone coming in the house?
Exactly. That's why I felt the need. That's why I felt the need to clarify.
I wouldn't sure to do that. I wouldn't even.
We're all in cars now. Let's just drive to the ring. I was about to say, where's Undertaker? It's like, oh, there he is in the back.
Yeah, beating people up as he walks around.
Yeah. He's like, man, what are you all doing?
Not sure who's in the match.
Yeah.
Someone faces his way and puts a hand up. Yeah, he's in a smash.
Yeah, if you're near him, you're in the match.
Yep.
Which sounds good on paper. until you choke slam through the bonnet, and then in which case you're like, maybe I should have stayed in the crowd.
You'd always stay in the crowd, gentlemen.
Always stay in the crowd.
And ladies.
And ladies and fellas, man.
We don't need to see like anyone jump in the ring and try and do something stupid.
No.
You will get your ass kicked because they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And also,
you will not beat them.
And currently, also, you know, if you're gonna do it, make sure you're 2 feet away and 6 feet away, or whatever it is, and make sure you wear a mask.
And don't at me.
Just following.
Yeah. Don't at me at CJ313. Just don't.
No.
Do not at me.
Just following.
Just follow, yeah. And by follow, I mean on Twitter, not on the street.
I'm not in the street.
But if you're going to follow me in the street, 2 feet. 2 feet.
What, keep 2 feet like with you? Like, watch both your feet? What?
Like the space.
2 meters, mate.
No. Oh, yeah. Is it? Is it me?
2 meters. It's 2 meters and 6 foot.
Oh, right. Okay. I never claimed I was smart. Other people do, but I don't.
It's like we have a video archive somewhere of how we can see the deterioration of both of us at some point. Like,
would you really consider yours a deterioration? I wouldn't.
I only just got back on the upswing, mate. Like,
No. You've been evolving into a more confident, more intellectually and charismatic individual. I'll not have that. No. You've definitely been evolving.
I did.
You're getting more.
I mean, I did.
Here's the thing.
Overnight and I was glowing and shaking, and it suddenly looked a little different.
Yeah, the yelling for several hours beforehand as you power up helps.
Oh, well, I like that. We combined 2 memes.
Yeah.
And 2 fan
Yeah.
memes.
Exactly,
Well,
and that.
Mario, you don't mind pissing people off.
Yes. Meanwhile, I clearly have been showering in kryptonite waters, and I am now fucked beyond belief. I am more fucked than a busy prostitute on a Friday night. I am just beyond fucked. But I've got Moxie.
You got who?
Not to be confused with John Moxley, because that's a lot bloodier.
Yes.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
I'd like, anytime I hear people shitting about Triple H, oh yeah, he got as far as he did with Steph, it's like, fuck off with that shit. Look at this cat. I mean,
at this point, they
just,
weren't actually dating. So how did they get so far with Steph? Like,
yeah. It's, you know what it is? It's just, I'll fucking say it, it's jealousy.
It is.
Yeah, I said it.
I mean, that's a hot take in 2020.
Yeah. Believe me, it is to some smocks.
You know, I can do that. I can do a hot take. Ready?
You okay? Yeah.
I think Kenny Omega is the most overrated wrestler in the day.
Oh!
And you can at me at that one. I couldn't give a shit.
I mean,
generally, right, the best that Kenny Omega's been is when he turned heel, and that's now. I mean, his wrestling matches have been kind of average for Kenny Omega.
my thing stopped playing.
I was going to say, did it pause? Did it play? Like,
Yeah, it's stuck at 220 and 47 or something like that.
I mean, I can't. What? Like,
It's literally just stopped. The network has just stopped for me.
Pause, guys. At
229.04. 229.04. Okay, I can do this. Why the fuck have you done this to me?
Because the network does that sometimes. It's fucking weird.
All right, 229 what?
04.
All right, I said 229. Hey, stop it with you. Right, I'm there. I'm 229.04. I deeply apologize. I don't know what the fuck happened. My net's fine. It's just the network decided to fucking stop.
Right, where are you?
I'm 229.04.
Right, we will start again, folks. In 3, 2, 1, play.
I apologize.
All right, I'm just happy it's on my system.
I know. There's...
Wrestling over a chair. They're more entertaining than Kenny Omega this year.
I just don't know what Kenny Omega as AEW champion will do for the company. That's my like.
What it would do is give their fanboys a chance to jerk off.
Yeah, I suppose.
The ones who have said, "Why isn't Kenny champion for the last year and a half?"
I just don't know if Kenny was the right guy to take the title off Moxley. But I mean, if you need a heel to do it, all right, fine. But is Kenny going to be that, definitive heel for your job? Like,
I think the thing is that what with Kenny doing what he's doing,
yeah,
is that they think Kenny's a better person to go around to each individual company and whatever else, and like. They probably also would get more requests for a Kenny Omega than say Moxley, but then say a Mr. Brody Lee or something like that,
Yeah.
Do I believe Brody
or Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, and obviously Cody's promised that he won't wrestle for the titles that he had that contract.
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the storyline that he's forced to break that contract.
Yeah.
Because it'll happen. It's fucking, it's wrestling. Nothing is certain apart from everything is not certain.
Well, if there was ever 10 commandments of wrestling, one of them would definitely be never say never.
Yeah, and the other one would be: is a retirement truly a retirement?
Yeah. Funk is
Funk on his 78th retirement, and that's literally he can't get in the ring anymore.
One day we will lose that fantastic soul, and then it'll be like, well, we're going to do an ECW reunion show, and then there'll be a call like, I'm available. It's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, just dusted myself off. I'm fine. It's like,
Richard.
Richard. Just like, Green Reaper's on the phone. Hello? I can't see you today, Reaper. My horse is sick.
I ain't jobbing tonight.
Yeah. My horse is sick, you fat bastard.
Cactus. Goddamn cactus, answer me. Goddamn, my horse is sick. Your mother's a whore. We just had a stunner on the roof, and I legitimately closed my eyes.
Yeah, I missed it because I was laughing.
And now Taker's on this, and you've got three future Hall of Famers, 4 on the cell. But you're just looking going, if Taker chooses to, one of them doesn't get a Hall of Fame career.
Ow!
Yeah.
Ah!
What was Scream got caught in his throat there?
Yeah. So I was in the middle of swallowing some Pepsi. Again, not sponsored.
Yeah.
But not yet. No. I mean, I'm open. Just
he's open like a shop on a Saturday. Even in tier 3.
Even in tier 3.
So if you're not allowed to go see your friends or have a drink, have a meal,
because
or anything like that. But what you can do is buy into the commerce and make sure the economy keeps flowing.
Yeah, which is fantastic also when you're in the Northeast and you have some of the lowest numbers of infection rates in the entire country, yet for some reason you have to stay at tier 3. Like, that makes all the sense in the world.
It's because we don't live in London where they've got a brand new strand. And because we're thick Geordies who are just breaking the rules even though our numbers keep going down.
I mean, because we just go around walking around topless in the snow, smashing brown ale bottles over each other's heads, saying, what does that do? Because, that's what we all are. As far as the politicians dead Seth are concerned, we're just a bunch of fucking Northeast hillbilly hicks.
I mean, notwithstanding the fact that I am the Geordie redneck, that's a different thing completely.
Yeah, and I'm the Geordie gentleman.
Well...
I'm from Durham, therefore I'm a posh Geordie.
Okay, I'll give you that. I like the fact Someone is clearly trying to get a chair up there. And they finally got up, but it took about 4 attempts. That's why they went back to Rikishi.
Put it this way: when the Undertaker asks for a chair, you get him a chair. Otherwise,
grasp.
Yeah,
He's about to die.
No!
You know what's great about that is the chair barely bent. It barely moved.
I don't like any of this, even though I know how it ends.
And JR is at that point where his voice is just constantly in, oh my god! Like,
at what point in these matches do you think these wrestlers thought, I'm not getting paid enough?
I'm guessing Taker probably went as soon as it was announced. Like,
I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
I've done 2 of these fuckers already.
Yeah, I'm guessing Rikishi is very quickly thinking about his paycheck.
I'm betting Kishi's going the bonus is going to be fucking huge. He's on there counting checks and counting money and that, while Taker's going, this is not going.
Yeah.
Kurt's going, I'm a wrestler. Why the fuck am I bleeding like this?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, remember when I was getting ready to sue ECW?
Kurt legitimately ran away there, and he got away because.
That's because he's smart, intelligent. Intelligence is one of the 3 eyes.
What's intensity?
Yeah, he's intensely intelligent. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, fuck him up, dead man. And the crowd is loving it because they know that Taker's got the advantage and Kishi is perilous towards the edge. Like,
yep.
I'm going to say this as well, boss.
Yep.
When it happens, if you 2 seconds afterwards, if you ever pause, that was my background on my computer at the time. It's so long.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that.
I mean, it was until they started actually doing wallpapers on WWE.com. I kept that.
Yeah. Fly might not be the appropriate term.
Listen to that crowd just building.
Yep. We're about to see gravity in action, folks.
And 450 pounds ain't gonna be light.
Yep.
So, ready? There. That was my wallpaper, where he literally had 1 leg off. Poor Quiche. That's just not going to feel great. I don't care what you put on it. Austin had a moment where he's not... They're all just looking, going...
He did!
Yeah, we're going, we kind of knew, but what the fuck? Like,
that sword that's in the eye is going to be a bitch. I mean, we've all fallen onto them when we won the swings. They're not forgiving.
Yeah, that's on ground.
Yeah, that's right. I'm extreme.
I mean, they're ground, but they're not.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Could 2 superstars slug it out as good as these 2? Like, the way these 2 would sell each other's slugs.
Triple H and Shawn are the only 2 that come to mind. The only ones that come to mind that are similar.
Oh, wait a minute! Oh! What a save!
And that's a spine buster where you just have no fucking
it's like
legs.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, don't worry, I'll protect you, Austin.
I'll tell you what else. I was just thinking there, Cena and Orton maybe.
Yeah.
Gonna go an extra mile for each other.
Yeah. Oh, he's good for it.
He's gonna hit the cage though.
The most electrifying move in sports entertainment today.
Can you imagine the crowd still jumped for it?
I think they did.
What
a heel! What a heel!
What a bastard. I don't know why Diesel's song goes in my head all the time. We record these songs and nothing's in my head, and then as soon as we start recording these episodes, the fucking Diesel song pops in.
I was watching his return to the Royal Rumble yesterday.
Such a cool moment.
Just Matt Striker being a full-on marker. Which, I'm not going to lie, I loved.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's going to turn up. He just Vince is in the back going, I'm going to kill him.
Holy shit. Where's Michael? Rock bottom.
What? You literally ran into it.
What I love though is Kurt. Kurt could stand it like a motherfucker, but what adds to it is King. Ah!
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when one of his favorites got caught in a move, he's like, ah!
Yeah.
No, not him. Puppies.
I like how, ironically, the only person that hasn't bled at any point is Rikishi.
Yeah.
I mean, he just landed in a massive truck, but you know.
But he didn't have to do a blade job, so all good.
Yeah.
One of them was that Austin's technically done two, not one on purpose and one from the glass in the car. Like,
There it is! The Rock Stunner Cell!
otherwise known as a B-boy dance. Like, full on breaking.
First ever Spinneroonie was The Rock selling a stunner. Oh, here it comes.
Nutbreaker.
What?
What
Oh,
a
is it?
fucking shit
Yeah.
deal. What a shit deal. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That still gets me angry.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I love it.
I thought, maybe because I thought we had another couple of minutes left, and then I just saw Kurt's arm, and I was like, oh, you. What a shit heel win. Jesus. Look at Trips. Trips is more, like, Trips thinks the match is still going. Like, he doesn't hear the music, just hears ringing in his head. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's McMahon's fault. He gave him a comfy landing spot. Like,
Yeah. It's like, is he alright? He's snoring.
heavy? No, it's not so heavy you'd hear it over the music.
Yeah.
Looking. Like, oh, what a dick.
I am just glad that this isn't in fucking black and white.
Donna! Where we are! No, I mean, the reason they did it in black and white though was because they thought it was less gruesome, didn't it? They didn't show the blood. But it actually intensifies the image. Like,
Yeah. Just Earl like, well, there you go, kid.
Still the champion, you have it. And you also love the fact that, like, when they do these long matches and they get busted open, after a while, we all know the cut's shut, so your blood does just stop.
Yeah.
Like, and it just looks like you just wash, like, now you've got the hard part of washing it off your face and not leaving any marks.
Yeah.
Let's not skip to 2002, thank you.
No.
What a show.
What a show.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And, you know, again, obviously, we're in the era of the shorter pay-per-view, you know, because back then it wasn't a 10,000-hour event. But, you know, yeah, like, to be honest with you, I know it sounds like, you know, maybe at sometimes we weren't paying attention, but I paid attention to every match, and I actually just thought it was a really good show.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's very much one of those Attitude Era pay-per-views that's only about the main event for everything else. But this time it wasn't one of those ones where it was only about the main event and nothing else mattered. This had matches that had consequences, had titles on there, had storylines to follow, so it was good. Personally, I like the main event best. I think it's just natural. And then we would end up with probably the Fatal 4-Way tag team match. I'm a tag team guy. How it works.
Yeah, I think for me, like there isn't like a match that I would point out as like a big one because as you said, I kind of view this as this pay-per-view was designed to sell the Hell in a Cell. That's what it was for. And I think it did it perfectly by not burning people out, by giving them stuff that they could do, like watch that was interesting, get you nice and warmed up, and then it's like, right, bang, we're going to hit you with this Hell in a Cell. And I think this pay-per-view did it perfectly. Yeah. You know, so yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this pay-per-view.
And honestly, I've never seen Boss freak out more during actual promos. Like, just reminders of what happened in the past. For fuck's sake. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it was a great one. As we said, next month we will be doing for Royal Rumbles because it's January and nothing else happens in January.
Nope.
No, you can send me what happens. So you can put it in the comments below and everything else that where there's there's New Japan and then there's New Year's Revolution. But guess what, guys? It's the Royal Rumble.
Didn't we have didn't we get one New Year's Revolution and that's that? Was it like just one pay-per-view that was a New Year's Revolution?
I think it actually went for about 3 or 4. I think you had 04, 05, 06, maybe an 07.
Yeah, it looks like that's correct. They had the last one, the first one was in 2005, the last one was in 2007.
There you go. So we have about 3 of them. Yeah, so there you go. We got
It's Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, that's what it is, right? Maybe, and this is a big maybe, if we ever get no more Royal Rumbles that to watch, we run out of them, then I might look to see what happens. That's not going to happen, guys.
No.
Even if I have to watch the year before, it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. We're going to watch a retro one from the 90s. We said specifically the 90s, so it'll be either between 1990, which is pure golden age, Hulkamania, right through to...
Hulkamania! I love that idea.
Which of course is Attitude Era. But yeah, we're going to get all that, and then all the new generation in between as well. And then obviously we'll watch the 2021 Royal Rumble. Who knows if we've got fans for that one or anything else, but we'll get that. That will certainly be... I'm talking about the actual event, not so much us, although that would also be a big question to ask.
Yeah.
So that will be what happens up in January. And... January's going to happen in February. We have no idea what's going to happen in February. We'll do a traditional spin in February for
absolutely,
and for shows, a year's even, and then we'll do obviously WrestleMania will be between March and April. We'll try and work out which one will be best for that. Purely based on the fact that it's going to be some long shows. Because we're going to do the current WrestleMania as well, and that will be a long one.
Yes.
Although will probably be the second time I've watched it because I will be watching WrestleMania live if it fucking kills me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just with my state, it is I can't really watch them live, but I still look forward to watching it with Geek.
Yeah, and we will watch, of course, a retro WrestleMania, which we'll
figure it out.
Last couple of years because that means it's a fucking 14-hour
long one.
And I don't think my computer could sedate the fucking editing.
Well, you know what we could do. We could have the WrestleMania that we watch be determined by the Royal Rumble we watch.
I like that idea. That's a good idea. We'll do that. Yeah. We'll do that, and then we'll follow that. So that'd be a great idea. That's a great one, boss. Good idea.
Thank you.
And then obviously from then it's come and choose them. So with
Yeah.
that being said, though, it's pretty much time to wrap up. We've plugged
It
that
is.
shit enough. You can see everything in below. Follow me, Geek Streams, and of course everywhere else. You can follow Boss at Steve Jones 313. It's good for what ails you. And remember, this has been Byecycle. It really has been a good time. Boss believes in pro wrestling always above confusion.
Pro wrestling, anti-confusion.
There you go. And of course, myself, I'm the Kaj Brew. Never fear, for Geek is here. And I'm walking around.
Oh, please, will you stop? Oh, please stop.
Yeah, you know what, Gorilla? You're right that time. All right, guys.